listening to the Rebel Rebel podcast with Rory Carson. Tá sé bhgéisteach leis an fód cruúlaí Rebel Rebel le Rory Carson.
Justice, I don't believe it's right, but I believe in you. And I've seen 100 graveyards and a chance to say goodbye. I've never known an English soldier, I've seen a couple die, but I believe in you. And there's no flowers at the graveside from anyone at all. Your picture's in the paper, and I think it says it all. And all that I can do is maybe dedicate this song and try and shame the bastards that spelled your name wrong. I believe in you. When men behind the wire it rolled up and down the street, we're planning revolutions with the children at your feet. When the images of Ireland of a woman have all gone, the movement that keep it moving on. And I believe in you. And when your Catholic education has you up against the wall, don't worry sister, and I'll be there if you fall. There's women in the kitchen, there's women on the streets, there's women manning barricades, that's women on their feet. I believe in you. Yes, I believe in you.
Well, it took a stroll down the old Falls Road. Rebel Sunday is the day when you see Jerry Oak and Gideon Quinn sing a song to the IRA. I ask you friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause I have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Gideon Quinn, he hits the Queen, and Jerry Oak, he loves shebeen. Well, Jerry Oak sings fuck your flag and fuck it again, while Damien Quinn sings 18 Brits and a nation once again. I ask you friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause I have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, and Jerry Oak, he loves shebeen. They'll hear the songs of Bobby Sands and the men who fought and died, the broad black brimmer and the black and tans and the Provost lullaby. I ask you friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause I have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, and Jerry Oak, he loves shebeen. Well, I took a stroll down the old Falls Road. Rebel Sunday is the day when you see Jerry Oak and Damien Quinn sing the song of the IRA. I ask you friends, are you heading to the rock? Cause I have Rebel Sundays on at 6 o'clock. There's Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, and Jerry Oak, he loves shebeen. Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen, Damien Quinn, he hits the Queen. Jerry Oak, Jerry Oak, Jerry Oak, Jerry Oak, Jerry Oak, Jerry Oak.
Well, folks, how you all doing? What's the crack this Sunday afternoon? Welcome along to Rebel Sundays on YouTube. Myself, Ro, also broadcasting for, we'll see how long it lasts, on Facebook Live as well. I got to about an hour and a half last week before they shut me out, folks. So welcome along. We're here at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you all for joining me. If you all please share the stream for me. We'll get as many people listening as possible today. We're here from 1 to 4, 3 hours. So about 2:30 this afternoon, we're going to have Derry's Christa Coyle on the phone, folks, for a wee interview, and we'll play a few songs from her new debut album, From the Streets of Free Derry. Of course, we opened up the show with one of the tracks from Christa's album, and of course it was called I Believe in You. A track that was written by Derry's Jackie McLaughlin, of course, and handed over to Gary Ogue, and it's one of sort of Christa's best well-known songs. And I was just listening to our album this morning, going what songs am I going to play from our album today, and obviously, so I listened to I Believe in You, and I couldn't believe the saxophone was in it. Obviously, Chris Cruikshank produced and edited and recorded this whole album for. So Chris is just he just plays everything. So I was PM Christa, and she says, yeah, it's something a bit different. So yeah, fair play to Christa. It definitely sounded well. So yeah, and of course the second song come in there was the brilliant Rebel Sundays from Damien Quinn, Mr. Rebel Sundays himself. And you can catch Damien this evening, folks, at 6 o'clock, live on his own Facebook page with Rebel Sundays, right? So we'll get a few wee shout-outs. Who's listening in first. So on YouTube here we'll have, let's see who we got. Terry Mealy, cooking the Sunday lunch and looking forward to the tunes. Happy days, Terry. Kev, son of Ireland. Hello, Ro. How you doing, Kev? Hugh O'Neill. Hi, Ro. Hope you're doing well. We're all fine in the sunny Inverness. Hail, hail. So Kev, son of Ireland, is looking at the ballad of Michael Hogan, if I have it. I'll have a wee chook there. David Tempest Mitchell, listening in from Darcy's Bar. Ro, happy Rebel Sunday. Happy days. Kev again, happy haircut, Ro. Yes, mate, last night I just had it all come off. Got the razors, gnawed on it and cut it off. It's just gone. And no chance of getting a haircut these days unless you want to be stuck in a barber's for about 6 hours waiting. So just got Laura to do it last night, and this should do me for a week or so, should suit. There's Keith on. Come on, the Hoops, Celtic, up the road, Celtic Supporters Club. What's the black for me because of this top? I know you may think it's now bogey top. Obviously, the first time wearing it was after yesterday's match against the Hibbies. I think the less said about it, the better, folks. Still don't know what's the crack of if Lenny's going to survive this or not. And I'm in two minds myself whether I think he should survive it or not. I don't know. Right, so we'll juke over to Facebook and see who is listening in today on Facebook. Right, here we go. Got a few comments going. Right, so Corey Celtic Wilson. Hope you're all good, mate. Well, Corey, good to see you on. Ronan, what's up, bro? Well, Ronan, I'm definitely not playing your Bring Them Home song today anyway, so I'm not. Cormac Valley is watching. Peter O'Connell, afternoon, looking forward to the show. Happy days, it's shared on. Right, who else? Right, so a few more wee comments there. So next tune we're going to do here for you folks on this Sunday afternoon. So today, of course, if you all know, should have been obviously the Urnu celebrating their annual sort of commemoration, and of course it ties in with the volunteer Pierce Jordan commemoration from West Belfast. So I think this weekend will be the 28th anniversary of Pierce's death. So what Urnu are doing is let's just see if I can get this here up. Yep. So they're going to have like basically an online commemoration. So 10 line with basically Urnu's 40th anniversary this weekend plus the 20th anniversary of Pierce Jordan. So as soon as I'm finished, folks, if you jump over to the Urnu Republican Flute Band Facebook page and have a great lineup of gigs this afternoon, starting off with Alan Quinn from Chopin and Kevin McCluskey of Ansparad, followed by Jordan Sticks of Rebel Roots. Then we'll have the brilliant Eamon McLachlan's on, and Stephen will have on, and then Shay Doolan from Liverpool's going to be on. Of course, Kieran and Connor from Glasnevin, both doing a separate set as well, all on Urnu's Facebook page today, folks. So that's something to look forward to. So as I had mentioned, this is the weekend, anniversary weekend of the death of volunteer Pierce Jordan. So we're going to do that our song next for you. And we'll have to do the proper version. So this one we're going to do the Irish Brigade's version. And of course this was written by Mickey and Maura, Mickey formerly of the Irish Brigade. So this is from their CD, one of the CDs live in Dublin, I think. And it's a cracking version. I think Mickey is singing this one on this. So here we go. This is the Irish Brigade with the ballad of Pierce Jordan.
Young man was shot on the Falls Road today. The bulletin came through to hide the truth away. For different stories to cover the lie, a cold-blooded murder caused Pierce Jordan to die. Stand a foil a cara just for a while, will not have the crack, your jokes and your smile. But in years to come, your memory still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. As you travel the Falls Road early that night, the police, they were watching, they kept you in sight. They armed you guard from every side. As you staggered away, you were shot and you died. The foil of Cara just for a while, will not ever crack your jokes and your smile. But in years to come, your memory still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. Clement Michael. Killer that night, you did not even see, shouting the back, but they are, you see. You won't be punished, no justice still made, for shooting Pierce Jordan unarmed in the street. Stand before a cara just for a while, will not ever crack your jokes and your smile. But in years to come, your memory still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. The grief that is felt by his family is sore. To know they'll never see Pierce anymore. No chance to hold him or tell him goodbye, but they're proud of his son because he hung high. Semper foil a cara, just for a while. We're not of a crack, your jokes and your smile, but 10 years to come, your memory's still true. Goodbye, my dear friend. We will not forget you.
Yeah, fantastic air, folks. That's the brilliant. There you go, we Mickey Ear for you with the Irish Brigade. Of course, singing the ballad of Pierce Jordan. That was recorded a few years ago at one of their albums, live down in Dublin there. So it was, of course, going to play it today, celebrating Pierce's anniversary, and I believe it's 20th anniversary of Pierce's death this weekend, folks. So looking forward to the live stream later on the Earn Flute Band page. Where there's a great afternoons full of music, with all different sort of rebel acts paying their own different tributes to Pierce in their own ways, folks. Right, so I'll just jump over to the podcast page here. I've got a few people, I'm sharing the stream there as well. So Martin is saying RIP the bloody Sunday victims of British crimes. Definitely. I think I shared a post yesterday, and it was sickening. So it was basically Leo Varaga, the man who, along with Charlie Flanagan last year, wanted the basically to celebrate and the Black and Tans posted basically a video or a photograph yesterday of himself in Croke Park, basically saying about the victims that tragically died in Croke Park on 100 years ago on Bloody Sunday. They didn't tragically die, they were murdered by the British Army, so they were. And basically this two-faced scumbag basically saying that the RIP to these victims. Don't even make me laugh. And every basically comment on his own post and my own post as well regarding that their status was just digs at him, people going, Leo, we're not having none of your bullshit, seriously, so not happening. Right, so Rowan Carson's on, wee Conal's on there with the TV, happy days, loves his uncle Ro, happy days. Ginger McKenna, shout out to Mary O'Donnell this afternoon. There you go, Mary, good to have you all on. Right, so who do we have on YouTube listening in? So Hugh O'Neill says, can I please play the station at Knock Long? Right, Hugh, have a wee joker and see if I can find that for you. Come on the hoops, Sally Keith. He's on the Row Show today. Yep, got a few tins of the rock show today, so I have wasn't on the beer last week. Right, so over to the other Facebook page. Let's see, to have so hopefully Facebook keeps it on a bit longer today than they did last week, because they basically knocked me off not too long into the stream, because the IRA was mentioned one too many times in our Oaks Bring Them Home song. Right, Marty Kane, well, Ro, how's it going? Good to see you on, Marty. Any chance of Bees Wing, if I haven't already done it, from my daughter Joanne Kane on her birthday today? Right, not a problem, Marty. I know you like Chris Carney, so I'll see if I can get the Chris Carney version off you. And Mickey Bolton, well, Ro, mate, he's down today. Looking forward to a Rebel Sunday. Great show. Happy days, Mick. Good to have you on board as usual. Who else do I have on here? So I have Tony Coleman's listening in. Yep, Hugh McKenna. So he's looking at the Hits Block song. Yep. So see if we can fit that in, of course, before 4 o'clock. So loads of time for all the tunes today. Right, so what are we going to do next? Yes, right, so I was watching obviously this show on Netflix during the week, The Crown. I'm sure a lot of you have maybe seen it, or your wives have been watching it. I know mine has. So the first episode, of course, was about their betrayal of Mountbatten and how he get cruelly killed by these poor bad terrorists in the IRA. So I watched a few documentaries during the week and on YouTube, obviously about the whole day Mountbatten died, and then of course when they got the 18 Brits up in Narrawada there, and so obviously Brenton Moley and Brenton Burns. So Brenton Burns was one of the guys mentioned. Basically said he was one of the ones behind this the bombing, one of the masterminds behind it. So of course it sort of fills you with great pride when you watch that there, and some people might say, oh, it was a sickening act. But of course, it's the paratroopers. They were busy driving down that day, and they weren't in armoured vehicles. They were just busy in these wee busy trucks with steel metal. And they were thinking, oh, we're the Pars. We don't have to hide in any armoured vehicles. We'll just drive down the street. And of course, the RA had the answer for them that day, didn't they? And 18 of them were maimed, killed, butchered. And there you go. So we'll go do this one here for you. This is the two Brentons. Of course, Emer McLaughlin this time, joined by their sister Anya on stages from Emer's album Leave the Rock Bar. So a few people asked for this last week and didn't get a chance to play it, but just basically it's brought on to my mind this week after watching that documentary about Mountbatten. So I'm in honour of Brenton Moley and of course Brenton Burns. This is the two Brentons from Emer McLaughlin.
Tell a tale of gallant men who in the hills run across McGlen became a living legend in the day. Their daring deeds in freedom's fight shone like a beacon in the night, where Harvey and McVeary showed the way. Let me hear you sing. A song can bring them back again, or heal the wounds, or soothe the pain. A song can only keep alive the name of gallant women and of men, their lives consumed in freedom's flame, and we owe that much to Moley and to Burns. A pall of smoke blows o'er the land where cruel fate had played its hand. The two Brendans would have chose no other way. Well, they died the way they'd want to go, in action against the British foe. They lived and died to serve the IRA. Let me hear you sing. A song can bring them back again, or heal the wounds, or soothe the pain. A song can only keep alive the names of gallant women and of men, their lives consumed in freedom's flame, and we owe that much to Moley and to Burns. In Crossmaglen and Drummondtee, we keep alive their memories. In Silverbridge, we speak their names with pride. And from Dorsey down to Kittytown, through generations we'll pass on their exploits and the cause for which they died. Never hear you sing. A song can bring them back again, or heal the wounds, or soothe the pain. A song can only keep alive the name of gallant women and of men, their lives consumed in freedom's flame, and we owe that much to Moley and to Burns. We're a special kind of people here. We breed defiance, never fear, and we'll still be here when the tide against England turns. Over in our hearts we know we're right, and we never will give up the fight. We owe that much to Moley and to Burns. A song can bring them back again, or heal the wounds, or soothe the pain. A song can only keep alive consumed in freedom's flame, and we owe that much to Molly and to Burns. We salute you, Brendan Molly and Brendan Burns.
Fantastic there for you. There's Emer McLachlan, of course, Anya Glachan as well, with the two Brentons recorded live in the Rock Bar for Emer's debut live album, Ireland Longs to Be Free. So yeah, Hugh McKenna just said that, yep, I was there cracking night at the Rock Bar. So it was. Folks, if any of you are on Facebook Live, and just let me know if the stream is still on, because it seems to be like freezing here a bit on my screen, and I'm not sure if the stream is still playing. So what I would sort of say to you is try and get on the YouTube, folks. I'll post the link in a wee second for the live YouTube stream, because this here Facebook could be knocked off at any minute, so it could. But we'll be live on YouTube for the whole day. Don't worry about it. So I'll post up the YouTube link in a wee second. Right. So a few comments here on YouTube. Michael Ferguson, the Mickey Ferguson, Scotland, Edinburgh Celtic. Happy days. James Corbett is watching in. Happy Rebel Sunday, big man. Yes, same to you, James. Great to have you on. What's cracking here? Anne Goldie is looking at a wee song. I just see deleted their comment there. Yeah, so she was looking the ballad of Johnny Thompson. So we're going to that's the first request of the day we're going to do. So what is going on here? Getting a terrible bit of feedback this afternoon with these headphones. Right, so yeah, we're going to do this one here from Glasnevin. So up next, if any has seen Kieran Connor's stream last night, they were live on. Right, so you see what I turned this here. One of these here streams is I have it mute on it first. So I do. Hold on a second. I think it's YouTube. I need to hit mute on. There we go. Right, I have the YouTube on this laptop here where I'm playing the Spotify from, and I'll see the volumes up on it. That's why you caught the wee the noise in the background there. But sure, right. Happy days, Tony. It's 100% still on. Good man. Happy days. Right. So yeah, so Anne Goldie asked me to play Johnny Thompson. So if anyone's seen Kieran Connor's stream last night, it's done a good wee stream on the Graces page for all the sort of people, and like they're well behaved. And obviously then they went and done another stream on their own page next, where basically all the drink come flowing. The two of them are taking the piss and being the Connor and Kieran we all know. So yep, this is for Anne Goldie, this one. This is the ballad of Johnny Thompson from Glasnevin from their album On the Victory. Here we go.
A young lad named John Thompson, from the west near Fife he came, on a play for Glasgow Celtic, and to build himself a name. On the 5th day of September, Angels Club he played. From defeat he saved the Celtic. Oh, but what's the price he paid? Oh, the ball rolled to the centre, and John ran out and died. Well, the ball rolled on, but John lay still, for it's Columbus hero died. I took out the road to Parkhead, to that dear old paradise. Oh, and as the players came out, sure the tears fell from my eyes, for a famous face was missing from a green and white brigade. They told me Johnny Thompson, his last game he had played. Farewell, my darling Johnny, Prince of players we must part. No more we'll stand and cheer you on the slopes of Celtic Park. For the fans, they all are silent, and he traveled near. They'll cheer Johnny Thompson, the bright and shining star. I saw play of Glasgow Celtic star. But between you post there stands a ghost. Johnny Thompson is his name. And between you post there stands a ghost. Johnny Thompson is his name.
So Johnny Thompson there for you from the great Glasnevin. Kieran and Connell there for you folks, of course. It was for Anne Goldie at 1. There you go this afternoon. Right, so a few more people have here listening in, folks. Say, comment away, any requests you have. I'll try and get them on for you if I can. Andy Doherty, any chance of song for Marcella? No problem, Andy. I'll have a wee look here. Should get a good version there. Christina Elliott is tuned in. Michael Ferguson there, happy days. Audrey, happy Rebel Sunday. You wrote up the dubs indeed. Is that 5 in a row? Many is that you've done Leinster titles on an eye? Is that there? 10 in a row? Is it done? Can't say I'm a big fan of the dubs. GAA, I must say. I think they're a bit like the Man City of the football world. You know, when you have so much money behind you, it's hard not to be a dominant force. And plus, when you get to play at Croke Park and all your home games, a bit like Linfield in the Irish League. Here, do I need to go on? You know, but here, fair play to the dubs, folks. I can't deny what they've done, so I can't. Let's see. There's James here. James Smith. Hey, James, 2 seconds. Right, James, Shane Smith's on here. He's looking Freedom's Walk. Sammy Marshall says, my old fella's party piece. Was that Johnny Thompson, is it? Right, folks, so I've just posted up on both of the Facebook streams there on the Rebel Podcast Facebook page and my own personal page where it's going live. I've posted up the stream for YouTube, so we're on there live now, folks. If any want to jump across to it, because they say this here Facebook stream could knock off at any minute, so it could. So I just don't want you laddies to maybe risk not getting a chance to watch the show this afternoon, you know. Right, so anything else here on Andy Doherty? Yep, Donegal for Sam, definitely, mate. I think they're going to give Kevin another hammer in the day, so they are. Right, so what are we going to do next? Come next, bit of Kelly's Men this time. And somebody asked me to play Foggy Dew last week, but didn't have a chance to get it on. It was a late request. So, yep, it's from Kelly's Men album, Live the Cregan. Brilliant Foggy Dew, fantastic version this here. So it is brilliant drumming as well from Rory and the folks. So you enjoy this one. Here we go. Kelly's Men this Rebel Sunday with the Foggy Dew.
Was down to Glenton one Easter morn to a city fair rode I. Well, there were armour lines of marching men, and the squadrons have passed me by. No fife did hum, no battle drums did sound, it's a loud dancing. But see Angela's bell, or the Liffey so well, it rang out in the Foggy Dew. And riot loudly and high over trouble in town, they hoisted the flag of a war. It was better to die beneath an ivy sky than serve the Sudan war. And from the plains of royal Meath. Strong men, they came raining through, while Britannia's scum with their long-range guns sailed in through the foggy day. It was England who paid for widely they roam, that small nations they might be free. But their lonely graves ever sober as waves at the fringe of the great Northern Sea. For her back they died by Pierce's side, or fought with Cathal Brugha. The names we will keep, with the beacons they sleep beneath the shroud of the foggy day. The bravest he fell as a requiem bell rang mournfully loud and clear. For those who died at that Easter time of the springing of every day. Around the world they gaze in deep amaze at those fearless men but few. Sure they bore the fight so freedom's a light might shine through the foggy dew. Back through the glen I rode again, my heart's with grief it was sore. For I parted with those valiant men whom I shall never see no more. For to and fro in my dreams I will go, a think and a pray for you. Of the glorious dead, the rebels they fell, they died in the foggy day. The rebels they fell, and they died in the foggy day.
There we go, the sound of the brilliant Kelly's Men there for you, with the Foggy Dew from their CD, or Live in the Craigan. Fantastic here, folks. This is Rebel Sundays, folks, and myself, Ro, here, live on YouTube, and of course, live on Facebook at the minute, until they decide they've heard enough of the old Ra, and they might want to knock me off, but sure, we'll see how it goes. Of course, folks, right today, from about 2:30 onwards, we're going to have Christa Coyle from Derry, currently residing in sunny Glasgow, on the phone. So we've already played one of the songs from her album. We're going to play another two for you, either side of Christa's interview. So we'll just bring Christa in, have a little crack with her, and of course, we're going to go do the 10-question quick-fire round as well. Just put her a bit under pressure, so we'll... Right, so Michael Bolton says on... where is it? Is this on Facebook or YouTube? He was asking me. Let's get a wee check. On YouTube, yeah. Bro, mate, I know it's a bit of a long shot, but any chance I can play today some Ernua tunes on this 40th anniversary? Yes, mate, well, I was actually had planned on doing that today. You didn't know I played with Ernua for most of my adult life, had to say it there. And I featured on one of the CDs, so I'm going to play one of the songs from one of the CDs, probably my favourite song on this here CD. I think it was was it the 25th anniversary one? I think it was. Right, so who else we have here on YouTube? Let's see, let's see here. James Corbin, go get your song on there for a wee second for you. Right, so Marty Kane had asked me to play. He said, could play Beeswing for on his daughter Joanne's birthday this afternoon. So, yep. And I say Marty's fond of the old Chris Carney, the bold Chris Carney. So this is from Chris's album, The Rural Times. This is the brilliant Beeswing, especially for Marty and, of course, his daughter Joanne on her birthday this afternoon. Here we go.
I was 18 when I came to town. You call it the summer of love. Burning babies, burning flags, the hooks against the doves. I took a job at the steaming way down in Calvin Street, and I fell in love with the laundry girl who was working next to me. Red hair's exact around her face and a look of half surprise. Like a fox caught in the headlights, there was animal in her eyes. She said to me, oh can't you see, I'm not the factory kind. If you don't take me out of here, I'll lose my mind. She was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, and she was running wild. She said so long as there's no price in love I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. We bust around the market towns for picking down in Kent. We could tinker pots and pans and knives wherever we went. We're camping down the Gower one time and the work was mighty good. She wouldn't wait for the harvest, I thought we should. And I said to her, we'll settle down and get a few acres dug, with the fire burning in the hearth and bobbies on the rug. She said, oh man, you foolish man, that surely sounds like hell. You might be lord of half the world, no, not on me as well. For she was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, and she was running wild. She said so long as there's no price in love I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. Drinking more in those days, and her temper reached a pitch, and like a fool I let her run. She took the rumbling itch. The lass had heard she was sleeping off back on the Derby beat, with a bottle of white horse in her pocket, a wolf at her feet. And they say that she got married once to a man called Romany Brown. Even a gypsy caravan was too much to settle her down. They say her roses faded, rough weather and harbors. Well, maybe that's the price you pay for the change that you refuse. But she was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, and she was running wild. She said so long as there's no price in love I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. For she was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, and I love her more than words could ever say. If I could just taste all of her wildness now, if I could hold you in my arms today, I wouldn't want you any other way.
Yeah, Chris Connier, if you folks, with Bees Wing from his album The Rural Time. Especially for Marty Kane, that one, and his daughter Joanne on her birthday this afternoon. So Marty, hope you enjoyed that one there. Right, so who else do I have here commenting? Folks, say any song you want to hear. If any requests, get them in, folks. We're here to 4 o'clock today, so loads of time. Clearing the decks here, folks, for lots of requests this afternoon. And again, as you can see, have to say so much thank you and appreciation to everyone who's given me a wee donation or a tip over the last few weeks, folks. And obviously now with this decision by Michelle and Arlene about these more restrictions we're going to have, it's not looking like there's going to be any gigs for myself or anybody else coming up to Christmas, which is the big sort of money earner for us over the years, folks. So say if any of you can throw something in, be much appreciated. There's a PayPal link there, just paypal.me/DJ Rose Show, folks. And if you can throw something in, it would be say much appreciated this time of year, I have to say. So yeah, thank you very much. Right, so David Tempest Mitchell says, any chance of the Banks of Marble, please, Ro? I know. What's what I say? Just reading our message here. Yeah. the Irish Brigade done a version there. They released it there for local charities. And go see if Jared is listening actually, or somebody. Jared, could you maybe tag me or even send me the link to it again? And I'll get it on. I'll play it through Facebook or something, or play it through the wee message if you are listening, mate. I'd rather play your version if I can, just to highlight it. Right, so Roland Carson there's on it. Rory, I think it would be fitting on our news 40th anniversary to give a shout out to a fallen member and my good friend Hugh Lundy. Of course, Hugh never escapes our minds, so he doesn't. His memory card's on my fridge and sort of see him every day, and I just still can't believe that he passed away so young. It's just crazy, so it is. But yep. So of course we'll be thinking of Q, of course, and all the other fallen members. Jimmy Madden as well, who have sadly passed on today, on the 40th anniversary of the band's a weekend of events. James Farrell is looking New Lodge Parade. Right, I have a Fianna version there of that there. So make it that on for you, James. Just maybe remind me again. If I don't play it, just put it in our message in. I'll definitely get it on for you. Right, so I'll just check here Facebook before we go on to the next tune for you. Roland McDonald is listening in. Yeah, Roland, good to see you on, mate. And how do we watch the show from last night from the field? Fantastic. And I think I'm going to play Marty and Adana's tune later on of Joseph Mary, because after watching that video last night, it seriously would bring a tear to your eye. Fantastic. Fair play to you. Like, any chance of Barleycorn's version of Freedom Sons? I'll have a wee look here if we maybe get it on Spotify or YouTube, mate. That's not a problem. I'll do that for you, definitely. Right, we'll just check the podcast Facebook page here now. I think we're all up to date with the message in that one. Yep, right, so Mickey Bolton has asked me, he says, Ro, I know it's a long shot, any chance of playing a bit of Arnua today on their 40th anniversary? Right, so I'm going to do this one, not a problem. Right, so this is from the album 25th anniversary of the Arnua Flute Band, and this is one of the ones that I featured on. So there's a CD, and there's a bit of a funny story about this here song. Oh, this in the middle of this song was a drum solo, right, which was put together by sort of Fra McCann. So it was obviously, but he was the bass drummer, so it was basically left to me and Topper to do the drum solo. And obviously when we went to America the first time, I had to play for St. Patrick's Day in Cleveland, Ohio. It was a mad old trip, so it was spoken about this many times on different podcasts with Mackie and stuff. So I have, but so we were playing on. We got asked to play at this thing literally very early morning in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio, right? And we were all literally down. A load of us hadn't been to bed from the night before. Mackie's running around with the razor, telling people to have a shave and all. So this is going to be on TV. I think it was either being live on TV or some breakfast show, or could be recorded for some TV show. But I know there's loads of cameras there. So we're basically standing on stage in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So we're in Cleveland, right? This about 7 o'clock in the morning, early o'clock, when you've literally been on the beer all night. So the band, usually at this stage, the drummers used to go to the back. Obviously now a lot of the drummers go to the front in the flute bands, the modern thing, but back then, probably put them in 98 or 99, this would have been, all the drummers went to the back, and so literally we were like standing in the back, and literally our feet maybe just hanging over the edge of this sort of stage, and so this here drum solo, it's a long old thing, and it's very technical, so it is. So I was doing the drum solo while we were doing this here, and I was dancing, so I was sort of going like this here, trying to play the drum solo in my eyes when you're closing, and literally in the middle of the whole thing, when it came to the solo bit, without anybody else coming in, I fell clean off the stage, right in my back, drum like this here, in the air, still trying to play like this. I don't know if anybody even knew that I'd fell off the stage, the stage at this stage, but yeah, it was some crack up a trip, so it was the first one. So yeah, Mickey Bolton asked me to play a song from Arnua, so obviously they are celebrating their 40th anniversary this weekend, so we're going to do this here song. It's a few songs put together. It's a bit long, but we're going to play it. Not very often we do much flute band songs on the podcast, so it's a bit of a treat, this one. So yeah, this is the Bobby Sands from Belfast in the drum solo, and then Martin Herson into the end of it, so we hope you're going to enjoy this, folks. And say, this is a feature on this CD for Arnua, so say I'm sort of glad I got to be involved in at least one of them. So hope you enjoy this. Here we go. there's a wee treat there for you, folks. That's the brilliant Ernia Flute Band, way back, that one, of course, from the CD 25th anniversary, and it was a privilege and honour to say that featuring that CD, so it was. Ginger McKenna's just said there on the podcast page, Memories Row, Big Brandy and Topper, or Chopper, as you tried to confuse me with the other day. See, you did, and we didn't know who the hell you're on about. Yep, definitely those were the days. Something like, I must say, 16, 17 years of my life playing memes, like, so it was great times, so it was. Right, so Ronan McDonald there, so he's looking Freedom Sons by the Barleycorns. Yep, so I've got, I think that's the version I've got, Ronan, for you. You can go play on Spotify, so hopefully the one will do, it'll keep you right. With a bit of luck. Right, so let's see, we're back on the YouTube and who we have here. Right, so Hugh O'Neill, excellent stuff. How's about playing Anne and Francie Brawley's White and Orange and Green? Right, so I'll have a wee joker and see if I can find out there. Right, Michael Bolton. Yeah, he's slightly amused there, maybe sorry about falling off the stage. Talking about that there, the drum solo. Right, so he says that, so cheers, Ro, love that wee CD, especially with Cara and Cub singing. So come to think of it, as you're saying there, funnily enough. Right, so Annie Dockery asked me could I play a song for Marcella. So we're going to play another song that was on that CD, but this time it's sung by a really good friend of mine, Cara McCann. They say a few times before, you'll not hear Cara doing much, well, hardly any rebel stuff these days. The only time you'll see her is maybe if you're at a funeral or a wedding and she's singing one of those songs in the church. I think her rebel days are well behind her, but at least these CDs here, I think she plays about 3 songs. I think there's Maria Farrell, Time Has Come, and this one here, Song from Marcella on it. So it's always there on hard copy, so to remember her by. So yep, this is for Andy Docker, who asked for Song from Marcella, and this is from a great friend of mine, Cara McCann, from their Ernua's 25th anniversary CD. And of course, folks, today, this weekend, they're celebrating 40 years on the road, so fair play to them.
It doesn't seem quite so long ago, last time that I saw you. Well, ain't it funny how the memories grow? It seems they always fold around you. They tried to break you in a living hell, but they couldn't. So they killed you in an H-block cell and hoped it all would turn away. Thought your spirit couldn't rise again, but you dared to prove them wrong. And in death you tore away the chains to help the world hear freedom's song. But the heartache and pain linger on. They're still here, but so long since you've gone. But we're stronger now. You've showed us how freedom's fight can be won. I wish there was an easy road to choose to bring the heartache to an end. Easy roads are always sure to lose. I've seen it time and time again. If you could stand by me like yesterday, I'd find strength to carry on. So let your spirit shine along the way, and our day will show Yet the heartache and pain linger on. They're still here, but so long since you've gone. But we're stronger now. You've showed us how freedom's fight can be won if we all stand as one.
There we go. The fantastic, amazing voice of Cara McCann with a song from Marcella. That was especially for Andy Doherty, so it was, yeah. So there you go, mate. Let's see. Clover Limerick, Ireland, there's a lovely version. Joseph Pearce, O'Neill Allsop is the best band about. Can I please play the Fighting Men from Cross McLean? Come on now. We're not going to get into the whole the band stuff this afternoon. I think it's fitting. We'll have to play something from the band because they are celebrating their 40th anniversary this weekend, so we are, so that's only right and proper, you know. Christa Coyle there, unreal version. Definitely Christa, it is indeed. Right, so Hugh O'Neill, man, what a beautiful voice. Right, so yep, Hugh, I found your version of White, Orange and Green, so give me another couple of songs and I'll get it on for you, mate, okay? That's not a problem. Good for you watching on YouTube plus Facebook Live, we're still there, so we are. Right, who do I have commenting? Right, let's see, on the other stream. Anya Glacken there, just go in there, must select that wee version on you, did you? Right, so yeah, Ronan McDonald, of course, from we had on the show last week talking about their new album. This one here, folks, The Savings, Stories of the Land, the Shanachie Sessions and Irish Collection, and this is the front cover. Let's see if you can see it. Not sure, because I haven't got the torch on today, because I was making my bald head shine a bit too much, so I've turned it off. But yeah, folks, you want to get your hands on this CD, absolutely cracking. I think we're going to play one song from this later on again. So yeah, Ronan was looking, any chance of Barleycorn's version of Freedom Sun. So I found this one here, Ronan, for you on Spotify. So hope that's the right version, you like it. That's from Easter Time, Freedom Sons from the Barleycorn from Beneath a Dublin Sky. I think that's one of their albums. So here we go. That's for you, Ronan.
They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. At Easter time, 1916, when flowers bloomed and leaves were green, there dawned a day when freedom's cry called on brave men, come fight or die. They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. In Dublin town, they fought and died with Pierce, MacDermot and McBride. Ourselves alone, their battle cry, and freedom rang through that Easter sky. They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. A poet's dream had sparked that flame, a raging fire, it soon became. And from that fire of destiny arose a nation proud and free. They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. 6 counties are in bondage still. They died brave men. Was this their will? Until we're free and oppression cease, only then brave men can sleep in peace. They were the men with the vision, the men with the cause, the men who defied their oppressors' laws, the men who traded their chains for guns. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons. Born into slavery, they were freedom's sons.
Yeah, the Freedom Sons there for you. There's a space for Ronan McDonald. Hopefully that's the right version, mate, you were looking for with a bit of luck. Right, so we're going to say another 25 minutes or so, folks, and we're going to have Christa Coyle live on the phone for you. Well, maybe have her on for maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So we'll do a few songs either side of the interview, plus we'll get her just find out exactly what the crack is, how she's getting on in Glasgow, what's happening just in Christa Coyle world, you know. Right, so we would have here a couple more people commenting through. Right, Ronan, yep, cheers, great song, happy days, the right version. Right, Colleen or McCann's looking, says, Ro, can you please do one for Kevin McCann, who's 21 on Tuesday? Jesus, I can't believe that there. I literally can remember when Kevin was born, like, when we were all involved in the band. Like, 21, that's bonkers. So, yep, so I'll get one on for Kevin, who's definitely going to be a future Sinn Féin councillor, an MLA, and probably an MP as well. I'd say he has the stability for it, definitely. And again, I promised Kevin I was going to get him on the podcast one of these days, and I definitely will once we're able to start interviewing people and get them in the studio again. And definitely going to get Kevin down, because I've only just heard him when he's on the top table that night on Gobshite Nolan's show. He For someone so young, he definitely put himself forward really well, so he did. And I got lots of plaudits from it, so he did. Right, let's see, what else do I have here? Right, on YouTube, right. So, James Farrell, right, so it's the Fianna version of New Lodge Parade. He's looking at a problem. Maura Burns is watching me on. Maura, how you doing? How you doing, Maura? Right, so who was it? Was it Christina Elliott? Just going to check here and see what one she was looking. I'll just check up the news, the feed. Where are you, Christina? You asked for this one? I think it was this here on Facebook. And I was just looking at a bit of Rebel Roots. Something said so strong. Yep, so it's a new album, of course, from Styx. Calling her We Are Old. Well, speak for yourself. And folks, a few people are commenting about the haircut. I'm definitely still getting used to this here. Not until I sort of looked at the camera here, and I'm looking at it and how baldy it is. But see, I've been busy mocked and laughed at for so many years just because my impending bald spot at the back of my head, and just sort of said, listen, what's the point in having hair at the front when I have none at the back at all? So I just said, fuck it, I'm going to shave it all off. And I said, still, it takes a bit of getting used to, and I don't think Laura likes it at all. But sure, we'll have this live with it. Right, so back to the tunes. Christina Elliott, yep, that's spicy food from Rebel Roots' new album, Jordan Styx. The lockdown sessions. Here we go. This is Something Said So Strong, especially for you, Christina.
build your barrier. It's all that I become. The further you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can't deny me, you can't decide to turn your face away, no matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you do me wrong so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong, something inside so strong. The more I refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You have hammereds of Jericho, your lies come tumbling. Deny my place in time, you squandered wealth that's mine. My light will shine so brightly it will blind you, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you do me wrong so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong, something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough, but when you know better, gonna look them in the eyes and say, I'm gonna do it anyway, 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 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you do me wrong so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong, something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough, oh, when we know better, gonna look them in the eyes and say, I'm gonna do it anyway, 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 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you do me wrong so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong, something inside so strong, something inside so strong, something inside so strong.
Yes, Rebel Roots are for you with Something Said So Strong, especially for Christina Elliott. There we go. Colin just says, I look like Mirzo. Jesus, thanks. I'm sure Mirzo will love that too, well, being compared to me. I'm joking. Good friend, of course. Now, folks, just put it, somebody PM me there and say, what's that there link? If you want to send a wee tip. So I'll just put up on the three Facebook streams, folks, on the podcast and YouTube and my own Facebook stream. But it's just paypal.me, folks, /DJ Rose Show. If you want to fire something in and say, I've honestly been astounded, folks, the last few weeks, people have been throwing into me. They say, God knows when now I'll be DJing, doing gigs again. There's plenty of the reason why we're doing it on this on a Sunday, so it is now. So thanks again to Michelle and Arlene. What's going to happen? I'm not saying they're totally wrong, but it's a mad situation, and God knows. So I say, folks, if you can throw something in, if you're enjoying the show today, anything you can afford would be much appreciated. Just paypal.me /DJ Rose Show if you can, folks. Thank you very much. Right, say if you want to share, if you can share the stream for me, if you can. Just see there's about nearly 35 odd shares here on the main page on Facebook, so thank you. Also, a few people are sharing it on YouTube, which is great. Share it, get a wee request in. If you want something, let me know. Right, so next one we'll do is for, where are you? Joseph Pearce on YouTube where it was looking New Lodge Parade. So we'll do this here from the start. This is a CD recorded by Fianna when they were in Derry. I think it was in the Dunglow Bar, so it was. And obviously the quality of this here CD isn't great, a bit crackly and stuff, but obviously Ronan McDonald recorded this here CD, and he says basically the CD was recorded mini disc straight out of the desk. Nothing was done to it. And basically, Tom and them have just released it as a CD, so that's why it's. I mean, it is raw and live, but it's a great tune called New Lodge Parade, and then Crumlin No Jail comes in at the end. But we might just do New Lodge Parade. It's a long old. This is 5 odd minutes. So yep, Joseph Pearce. This one's spicy for you, bit of Fianna with New Lodge Parade live in Derry.
A new song here, folks. I don't know if you probably have heard.
Right, Tom, shut up. What are you talking about?
Floating about YouTube. A song that looks at the 3rd Battalion of the Belfast Brigade and the C Company. A song written by a good friend Michael Traynor, and we contributed a bit to ourselves. A song called New Lodge Pride. So if you know the words of the chorus, join in, folks. Let's hear you. PI!
And there's a place in the Belfast called the New Lodge. It's a place many heroes were made. Well, they fought for the freedom of the country as part of the Belfast Brigade. Volunteers of C Company 3rd Battalion, they fought with courage, they stood unafraid. Well, they fought as the army of the people, the loyalists attacked the British aid. And there's a place in the Belfast called the New Lodge. It's a place many heroes were made. Well, they fought for the freedom of the country as part of the Belfast Brigade. There's my brave Steel and Nolan, oh Samuel Hughes, Billy Reid and Gerard Bell, James Sloan, Jackie Mully and Frank Donnelly. The New Lodge remember them well. And there's a place in the Belfast called the New Lodge. It's a place many heroes were made. Well, they fought for the freedom of the country of the Belfast Brigade. Top.
PI!
So when Ireland is free and united, we remember the New Lodge pride. Volunteers who helped to build a future, and our fallen comrades side by side. And there's a place in the Belfast called the New Lodge. It's a place many heroes were made. Well, they fought for the freedom of the country as part of the Belfast Brigade. And Ireland's fight for freedom, boys, the North has played her part, and though her day has still to come, we never yet lost heart. You know we'll fight it out until the end. We'll fight for we cannot fail. Sure, that's another reason why we'll free our lads from a crumbling jail top. On the fight, you volunteers, for God is on our side. No jail can break our spirit's bow. This soon as yet had died. And for England knows, and England feels our fearless northern gale. And sure, that's another reason why we free our lads from a haze block cell. And sure, that's another reason why we free our lads from a crumbling jail.
There we go. New Lodge Pride Crumlin Road Jail for killing down there.
So, New Lodge Pride there, folks. Is there sound? I just got a message there on YouTube from Hugh O'Neill saying no sound. Hold on a second, I'll just see if I've been cut off YouTube here next. I might have been, have I? Let's see. If any of you are watching, folks, either comment on Facebook or YouTube, can you just let me know? It's just saying there's no sound on. I can hear. Christina, can you hear? I'm on YouTube, all good here. Happy days. Right, so Hugh, I don't know what's wrong, why you can't hear any sound. There's something wrong there, so there is. Anyway, right, happy days. It's Kev Ireland, no problem. Michael Bolton, still good, all good. Right, so I don't know what's wrong with your sound there. Hugh, it's knocked off. Christina, no, you're fine. Ro, Justin McQuillan, YouTube is good. Happy days. Right, Ro, the sound is fine. Well, Hugh, you just said there, no sound. You're trying to freak me out. I was cracking my last text. Right, okay. See, you confused me here. I just spotted it there and I so did. Martin Cahill, hi Ro, can you play Teddy Bear's Head? Right, now, I don't normally play a lot of, hold on a second, got a message here through from somebody. Right, Paul Sheeran, sound is good in the podcast. Right, Paul, no problem. Just got confused there because Hugh told me there's no sound. And obviously, I was going, shit, why is there no sound for? But it's all good. Everybody's telling me anyway, it's all good. So happy days. Right, a few wee comments are coming through on Sally Marshall. Sounds good and free Coopbridge. Happy days. Marty Kane, I can hear on YouTube. Colin, okay on Facebook. Paul Sheeran, all good in Limerick. Right, Hugh, you freaked me out there. Fuck's sake. At least it's still working anyway. So she is. Right. Oh, God, right. So, Stevie Williams, right, you're all watching. Folks, if you are watching, give us a wee comment. Because I see there's loads of people here on watching on YouTube and Facebook haven't left a wee comment. So, do me a favour. If you're watching here now, just leave me a wee comment where you're from. Just so I know, I'll give you all a wee mention. So, anybody that's watching on Facebook now, or you're watching YouTube, all you have to do is just write down, obviously, your name will come up, say where you are, and we'll give you a wee shout out, and we'll see who's all listening in this afternoon. Right, so what we'll go to next. So Colleen asked me to play a wee song for her, Cavan McCann, who's just a great sort of statue of Arkham Beauty, I have to say. Is Colleen, you should be very proud parents yourself and Fra. So yeah, whenever Cavan used to play in the band in Earnest, we did, and obviously we maybe get on them a bit them today, but they are celebrating their 40th anniversary this weekend, so we'll have to give them a bit of a big up. So when Cavan was playing the band, he sort of obviously was playing the drum, and he took a lot from his dad for us. We did learned a lot. And one of the songs they played, Janie Mac, I'm nearly 40. So Cavan obviously put the drum beat to it, everything, and obviously played the lead to it himself. So we'll go to this one, especially for Cavan McCann, who's celebrating his 21st birthday on Tuesday. Still can't believe this is the Wolf Tones with Janie Mac, I'm nearly 40.
Well, I've been singing most my lifetime of Rockall, strong men in Botany Bay, singing songs of love and hope and freedom, while time had slowly slipped away. Have you noticed the policemen getting younger, and the busmen, they're getting younger too? And all my friends are getting older. I have stayed the same, you know it's true. And Janie Mac, I'm nearly 40. I think my hair is turning grey. I'll be on the pension very shortly.
how I long for yesterday.
We're so long together, it's a record. We should be in the Guinness Book of Fame. For 21 long years we stayed together, and just for spite we'll do the same again. But there's silver threads in Tommy's whiskers, and Derek with the beard, he's getting bald. And Noel, he's getting kind of grumpy, while I'm just not getting old. And Jamie Mac, I'm nearly 40. I think my hair is turning grey. I'll be on the pension very shortly, and how I long for yesterday. So all you knockers and begrudgers, you will admit we have that touch of class. If not, we'll send you our new record, and you can stick it up your jumper. And Jamie Mac, I'm nearly 40. I think my hair is turning grey. I'll be on the pension very shortly, and how I long for yesterday.
Yeah, so the Wolf Tones are Jenny Mac, I'm nearly 40. I'm going to say too much special for Keith McCann, who's celebrating his 21st birthday this Tuesday. So big happy birthday, Keith, mate. Fair play, hope you have a good one. Right, so Stevie Williamson, great tunes a day in Short Strand. Happy days, mate. Good. Right, what else do we have here? Right, so Fran O'Donnell's listening. Denny in Scotland. Happy days, Fran. Good to see you on. Right, so say, folks, in about 5 minutes, we're going to have Christa Coyle on the phone here for us. We're going to have a wee so we played the first of the song, opening up our first song of the show with, of course, I Believe in You, brilliant song by Danny McLaughlin, made famous by Gary Ogue, and Christa has put her own sort of wee spin on it. So the next tune we're going to do from Christa's album, from the Streets of Free Diary, lost me here, it's sitting in front of me. We're going to do this one here, Death Before Revenge, brilliant song, written, of course, by Jerry Breslin, or Dougie Breslin, as he's known now, from Panger Band. So yeah, after this tune, we're going to have Christa on the phone, folks, so hope you enjoy this one. This is a Christa Coyle with Death Before Revenge.
Call me what you will, oh, and tell me what they say, that tomorrow brings a new wind and the rain has gone away. For within these walls and I see the sun as it shines over the hill, shining into those valleys and amongst the daffodils. Happen when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. It's a dreadful thing that those men joined our ranks of martyred brave. That's 10 too many coffin nails kick coldly to the grave. And if they only realize that Thatcher marks us well, they are 10 more determined reasons for to break out of this hell. But when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. O'Hara, Hughes, McCreashan, Sands, Doherty and Lynch, McDonnell, Herson, Michael, we divine, forever in our minds.
There we go. Christa Coyle there with Death Before Revenge from her album From the Streets of Free Derry. And Audrey just said there, Voice of an Angel, brilliant. Marco Poli, beautiful song. Christa's fella's just come on here and he's had a wee bit of a dig here, and we'll make it into this here later on before we finish off today. He says, "Hi Ro, hope all is well. Do you still disagree with my thoughts on Lennon? Looking forward to the interview. Just stick the knife in there and then twist it a wee bit, Tony, you know, at the end." But so I'll make it in that there once Christa's finished. Don't you, as always, you're always trying to take the shine off her, aren't you? You know? Right, so here we go. Let's get Christa on the phone now. So hopefully we'll have a good wee signal over in Glasgow or wherever else she's shacked up at. Hugh McKenna as well. What a great album, definitely. Right, Christa, hope you're ready. Here we go. Hopefully we'll have a dialing tone this time. Haven't had the last couple of weeks. No dialing tone. I hope she'll answer. Oh, hello, Christa. I will call. Hello, Christa. How you doing?
How are you?
There was no dialing tone there, so it got me a bit confused for some reason.
I was just waiting for your call to come through.
Sure you were, sitting waiting patiently. So you were. I know I'll just get these here questions up, right? So, Christa, welcome along to the show. I'll go say this is part 2, because obviously you were on before, but that was
part 1 didn't go the best.
It was just a bit of a disaster, partly because you were absolutely down. Going by the picture you sent me that morning, fucking scraggy hair, bounces sticking out and everything, whatever, and only out of bed.
Wasn't a good day. Wasn't a good day.
But that day there, basically, Facebook cut us off about 6 times, and and actually deleted that whole show, so we haven't got any record of that interview, so we'll just wipe the slate clean, right? And start off fresh, right? Yep, thank God. Right, so Christa, obviously, like many others who I've sort of had on the show, including like Barry Davey and Ronan MacDonald, but both sort of started off like their journey in this sort of scene in like Ugra Sinn Féin, and then sort of progressing on to the ranks of the Spirit of Freedom Flute Band. So obviously, you would have took a similar path. So tell us a wee bit first about that time in your life.
I was a lot younger then, and I remember going to a couple of marches and seeing the band and thinking, oh, I want to do that. And then obviously joined Ugra Sinn Féin. I think I was maybe 15, and then progressed into the flute band. Played the flag, as they say. Was on the colour party for a while,
Flaggers.
and then took up the flute then. So it all started from there. Always loved Republican music and Irish music growing up. So loved getting into the flute band, loved marching, but it's a lot of time and effort now, and as you get older, you get busier.
That's it.
You know?
Yeah. So when did you actually sort of pick up like a guitar and then sort of say, "Fuck, I'm actually quite good at this here"? Did you have any like professional lessons or anything from anybody?
No, I started playing the piano when I was 7. I played the piano for nearly 10 years.
You look like a geek who would play a piano, so you do like...
No, nobody really. Everybody was quite shocked at that, so that's where my music started. Played piano for nearly 10 years, despised it, mind you, absolutely hated it. But my mummy made me go, she made me practice, and I used to curse her up and down for it, but you know what, it's paid off then. When I was 16 then, my daddy bought me a guitar, and I just taught myself. I used YouTube and books and just a wee bit of listening as well by ear. I was able to pick things up too, so that's where it all started when I was 16. But if I didn't play the piano, I don't think I would be where I am now. Definitely not.
So, what sort of stuff were you playing the piano? Like classical kind of music, like, or
classical music, Mozart,
Serious?
Bach, all that. I know. I
Jesus.
think everybody's very shocked at that.
fucking hell? There you go. Hey, you should do a live stream some night when you're blocked on your page instead of playing the guitar. Fucking jump on the piano and do a few tunes.
Don't think you don't want to hear it. It's been a long time since I played it. Once I picked the guitar up, I kind of left that behind, but I think I kind of regret that looking back now. But here we are.
So I think the very first video I sort of seen you playing was like at a Republican plant in Derry, obviously at some commemoration or something, right? So it's sort of I think I'd expect you probably made a lot the likes of Collie Kelly and Keelan for sort of getting you in that sort of getting you in kind of gigs to build your confidence up. Obviously, at the sort of start, like.
It was kind of Emma McGinley was the one that kind of pushed me through when it came to commemorations. I was very close to their family, still am, their sisters and stuff, and they were all in the flip band. And I remember Eamon saying, "You should be up there, you should be doing them commemorations." And I was like, Jesus, no, I couldn't do that in front of all them people. And then eventually I did come to doing it, and Eamon really helped me. He was always the one putting me forward, and Keelan as well too. So,
brilliant. There you go. Right, so I see one man who I would sort of play a lot of tunes from on the show is Alban Norby, right? So I wouldn't discover Alban only for Ronan. After the CDs that he's brought out, and Alban's been involved in that with him, so he has. So from what I hear, sort of Alban is a guy who really sort of pushed you to go out and start gigging and sort of saying like, you can do this here. And obviously owning the Castle Bar, it was a perfect opportunity for you to sort of start playing regularly to sort of small, compact crowds, like.
Alban definitely was. He pushed me from the start. We were having a wee shindig, let's say, one night all together, and loads of the musicians and stuff, and having a drink, and everybody was singing and whatever. And I can't remember what happened, but something happened that somebody passed me the guitar. Now, bear in mind, at this stage, nobody knew I played guitar because I didn't really tell anybody. I didn't feel like they would care. So someone gave me the guitar, and I just ended up playing it. And Alban was like, "I didn't know you played guitar." And then I ended up like playing and singing Caledonia. And I remember Alban looking at me going, "Where the fuck did that come from?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What?" And then he was like, "What? You never said anything about this before." And then he kept saying to me, "Just keep practicing and keep practicing." And then one night we were in Tracy's, I was just in for a drink, and he was like, "I'm going to get Christa Coyle up for a song." And I was all, "Not a
No
chance. Am I getting up in front of the whole bar and singing?" And he made me do it. And every time I would go to a bar that he was playing on, he would bring me up. Him and Ciara McCafferty used to do it all the time. And see, the first time I was trembling with nerves, like I couldn't even think nearly. I was that nervous, but he just kept doing it and kept doing it. And then eventually, and he said, "You're ready, like to do this, you need to go and get yourself mics and leads and whatever." And that's been it ever since. And even now he always texts me about how well I'm getting on and stuff like that. So I really do owe a lot to him for
Brilliant.
Making me get that confidence I needed to go on stage and stuff. So, and it's second nature to me now. And if I look back 4 or 5 years, I could never picture myself doing that. I know I come across as a bit of a mouth flick, but setting up on a stage for the first time singing to people was really nerve-wracking. But it's second nature to myself now. So
Can you remember like
the
first song would have been when he called you up for? What the first song you would have sung was?
It was Caledonia.
Okay,
So
very
it was,
good. Right.
Caledonia, like it was one of them ones. I was after the Scottish independence, and it was getting sung everywhere, and Hope Over Fear and all this. And then Palanatini released a version of it. So once I heard that, then I thought, I want to learn that, definitely. And then I just knew it off the top of my head. It was the only thing I felt confident enough, sort of, that I would get sort of right the whole way through at the time.
So,
and it went okay.
I think I can be sometimes accused of having a bit of a dairy overload on this show. Right?
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, fuck's sake, I know. But I think at certain times, but I think with obviously with the guests and the songs, I would play a lot of stuff from Derry, obviously because there's so much sort of stuff coming out, you know. But I think, why do you think, obviously, like it's. See, with so many sort of like, obviously, those bands starting off with like Sapanger Band, which was way back in the day, but they sort of started everything off. And then you have now like the Declan McLaughlin there, then Callie's Men with that they're coming through, Sean and Kieran McCafferty, Marty Healy, and all the sort of great musicians, obviously, and yourself, like Sabari and yourself coming through now, like a new breed. Do you think, is it maybe something like that happens on Bloody Sunday? It's sort of like bred into people now, where like it's like. You're born into this, and like that's why, because there's been sort of like oppression, obviously, with the Brits in Derry, sort of that's why sort of there's such a strong Republican sort of rebel scene up there, like.
I like there's a massive Republican city, like, do you know what I mean? There's monuments everywhere. It's talked about. You see Paul Doherty's Bogside tours. If you go on one of them, you hear the history of the town. It's mad, like. But I grew up like my father's a Republican as well. I grew up listening to the music, listening to stories of it. Came up through Ogre Sinn Féin, through the flip bands, and a lot of people did. Barry did, Ronan did, Mickey did. Do you know what I mean? And it does installed in a lot of people. You know, you don't forget those times, although we weren't born in them. Like our fathers, mothers, grandfathers, grannies all went through that, and just singing the songs and being a part of that Republican scene and being able to carry that kind of legacy on kind of just makes you proud of your city and of yourself that you're able to do them kind of things. But I would definitely say being a part of that Derry music scene, a lot of people in the music scene have been affected, their families have been affected by the conflict and stuff as well, so that has installed into a lot of people.
Yeah, so obviously just as you sort of started really making the fuck's that? What happened there? It's like
I'm still here.
Oh, so it's like a bit of rustling or a crashing there from through my headphones there. That's what it was, a bit of a noise. Just as you sort of started really making a name for yourself, obviously over here in the north, right? You then moved over to Glasgow, the university, with your mad wing woman, Lauren, mate. So obviously that sort of must have been a bit of a daunting at first. Obviously having to find a home, then having to find a job, and then obviously go to do a university degree, and then also try and establish yourself on the scene over there. So tell us a wee bit about first moving over to Scotland then.
Well, see, I did a foundation degree in Belfast, so I was in Belfast studying for 2 years, and then I directly transferred on to Glasgow Caledonian University to finish my degree, so I'm in my final year now. And then, when I first originally did my A-levels, I wanted to go to Glasgow because I always thought, if I'm going to make myself something or someone in music, the Glasgow rebel scene's massive, and there's very little girls, especially there as well. So I did see an opportunity for myself. Yep. But unfortunately, the A-levels didn't go my way. We'll not talk about it, right? But I worked for a year, stayed in Derry for a year, and then I went to Belfast. So I always wanted to come here since I was 18. Took me a few years, but I still got here. That's been good. Like I thought daunting at the start, don't get me wrong, because obviously a lot of my older friends were already graduating uni, or they were staying in Belfast. They were in Derry. A couple of them were in England. You know what I mean? I was the only one really going to Glasgow, and I was like, am I going to be able to live by myself? I'm only young. How's it going to be? And then I remember Lauren saying to me, what am I going to do when you go to Glasgow? And I was like, no, I know, actually, because we're inseparable. Like, do you know what I mean? And she was like, what am I going to do? Who's going to do Rebel Sundays with me every week? I can't go by myself. And I was like, why don't you just come? And she was like, no, I couldn't move. Like, I've got a job here, my family's here. And it's like, fair enough. And then I can't remember, she was in work one week and she had just kind of had enough of work. And I was working in the Castle Bar at the time. She came in and she goes, you still moving to Glasgow? And I was like, definitely. She's like, right, I'm coming. And that was that. Jesus. And she just started saving money, the both of us did. And that's been us ever since.
Bonkers, like. So
didn't take much convincing, did it?
Surely, yeah. So did she work at McDonald's over there as well? Did she just get a transfer or what? Or what happened?
No, she worked for the NHS in Derry. She worked in the hospital in Galvin.
Seriously?
So she did. Me. And then she moved over here.
Patients there.
She started over here in Conley's. We'll not talk about how that ended. And then she's been working at McDonald's ever since, so she has.
There you go.
There's just a McDonald's down the road, so
free Big Macs in.
And then a couple of drinks here and there.
So obviously, I sort of personally think, obviously, I said this before, that probably moving over has been the best thing to happen. You sort of has, well, musically, but sort of has, obviously your sort of confidence has definitely sort of skyrocketed. Obviously, at the start, you had getting loads of gigs in the likes of Kelly's Bar and Grace's as well, and a few other places. But sort of how hard was it at the first? Were you sort of having like bug and pest, or sort of like Andy and Saoirse to give you gigs or what? Or sort of were you sort of have all these gigs sort of pre-booked before you went over there? Or?
Well, before we came over, me and Lauren came over for a Celtic match, and it was Grace's first birthday, and Saoirse messaged me because I think at the time, loads of people were in Santa Ponsa doing the seasons.
Yes.
And she was like, oh, Kieran told me you're over and would you play? And I was kind of going to Glasgow for a good drink. Do I really want to have to behave myself to sing? And then I was like, no, like that's stupid. Obviously, get your foot on the door and get that rocking. Obviously, knew Saoirse from the flip bands anyway as well. So that kind of made it a bit easier when it came to Grace's. Then when it came over as well, Kieran and Connor and she just made a big skin that owns a squirrel and the Real McCoy, so I ended up getting on there. He was brilliant to me as well. obviously there's no gigs at the minute, with no bars open. And then I met Andy Sherry myself, and me and him just became quite good friends. Still are quite good friends as well. So that kind of got me in the door at Kelly's. Obviously Kelly's didn't open until November because it moved premises at the time. So that got me into quite a lot of bars. Then Coach got me into Kitty O'Shea's as well. So I really have to thank the likes of Kieran and Connor. Alan and Pat were brilliant as well. Get me into St Vincent's. Kieran, Connor, Alan and Pat, Andy and Coach, they were all brilliant, putting my name out there and saying that it moved over and stuff like that. Even if they heard that there was somebody couldn't show up to a gig, they'd be the first person. They would have rang me as the first person to get myself into different bars. So they've been absolutely brilliant in that sense.
Great. So I think a turning point for you, sort of from what I think was like I remember seeing a post from you last year, right, when yourself and a few of our mates headed to Cork in the back of a van, right, to see Gary Og, right, and obviously you ended up being stranded in Cork and like a drunken mess, not being able to get back home to Derry, right. So then, say, fast forward a year, right, and Conor McLaughlin sort of books you to play at the same gig, obviously in Cork, obviously as back up to Gary Og in the same bar. So obviously now coronavirus happened and it's just sort of fucked us all. Like, and that gig probably won't happen this year. But obviously, when I go to another gig or go and watch another gig, I have another clue. So obviously, tell me a wee bit about how this here sort of whole COVID thing has affected you yourself personally. Like,
oh, Jesus Christ, where do you even start? Well, like, obviously, I go to uni here, and it's been ideal that I can use my week for university and studying, and then use the weekend to make money. And I've probably in a lot better position this time last year when I was doing that than a lot of other students, because I know a lot of other students have to work shite hours, and that's just how it is. So I was quite blessed in that sense. And now I think I've taken it a lot for granted. So it has been crap. Like, I was meant to do the Cape Cod Rebel Fest. Connor booked me for that in Boston. I was absolutely buzzing for that. I was obviously meant to do that gig in Cork with Gary Og, which I remember at the start of 2020, everyone does their New Year's resolutions, and I'm a massive fan of Gary Og. I always have been. I think he's brilliant to watch. He's a brilliant singer. He's a brilliant musician. And I thought to myself, I'd love to get on a bill this year with Gary Og. That's my New Year's resolution. And in a couple of weeks, Connor booked me, and I was like, well, 2020 is going brilliant. Can't believe it.
And look, a big boot in the face. Yep. Look what happened. So
I had that as well. I had something else on too, and I can't remember what it was. I had loads of things on. Fair enough, we got Bloody Sunday out of it before COVID kind of happened. I got Paddy's Day as well. I know people in the north didn't get Paddy's Day, but we did get it over here. Yeah. So we did get to that, but here I am now, like, do you know what I mean? I was unemployed there for what's nearly 6 or 7 months, absolutely skint, nothing to do at all, was waiting for uni to restart, but I'm working full time now and doing my finals. Extremely stressful, don't get me wrong, but things have to be done.
Is it a lot of
the university doesn't pay your bills?
Is it a lot of them Zoom sessions you're doing now? Is it all it's all online? Is it, you're not actually going to uni?
It's all online now, but you have to attend these things. They stay on your uni course, so I just stay working and have my earphones in, listening to them, and then it's not the best, but unfortunately university doesn't pay your bills, so.
Right. So obviously lockdown has sort of given lots of bands and musicians the opportunity to get into the recording studio and sort of get some material nailed down, obviously, because they wouldn't have the time in the past, but obviously now, since nobody's gigging, so like, so let's sort of talk about your debut album, From the Streets of Free Derry, right? So the album was recorded and produced by Chris Cruikshank, which I'm sure to get Chris involved in that there was a big sort of coup for yourself, like, alone. Then obviously Chris sort of features on the album playing the bass and the whistles and sax, as I only noticed this morning on fucking I Believe, which was mad. Like, and obviously then Kieran Davenport plays mandolin, and then obviously the artwork was done by Kieran's brother Sean as well. So obviously that album is without doubt a very Derry themed album. You're obviously proud of where you come from, right? So to me, this is firstly about approaching obviously Chris to do the album and how you chose the song. So did you just basically, were you sort of PM Chris and say, listen, I want to do an album, can you fit me in? Or what sort of, did he approach you, or what happened? Like,
so you had said to me in that last interview, and I said, oh, it's in the pipeline. You were like, oh, everybody says that. Yeah. And I was like, I probably did say it as a throwaway comment that it was in the pipeline. And then I'd seen obviously Glasnevin released their own The Victory album, and Danny Kelly had released albums, and Aidan Cunningham, loads of people was releasing stuff. And I was like, why am I not doing this? Like, I could be doing this as well. And then I was like, I obviously know Chris, and he's a really good friend. He's a lovely fella.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I felt awkward nearly messaging him, and I don't know why. And I was like, catch a grip of yourself. So I messaged him, and I was like, look, I would really like to record an album and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, of course, no, of course. So we met and had a drink and talked about it and how many songs I wanted to do, what kind of songs, and what we were going to call it and things like that. And then I was in the recording studio that Monday with him. He was straight off the bat. It was brilliant, like, do you know what I mean? And he was so quick with it all. We had the recording done in nearly one day, and then the last couple of sessions was just wee touch-ups and stuff. And he had it sent away and getting it produced. Like, we on the space of maybe 2 or 3 weeks. You couldn't fault him, and he's amazing. See, watching him recording the stuff for it, I'm like, you'd be jealous nearly
he's a
of
genius,
how good he is.
yeah.
He is. He's a musical genius, like, and he's that modest as well about it. It's mad. Like, I don't even think he realizes how good he is. It's crazy. And then even like, if you're off tuning a wee bit, or he kind of sees the things that you would never see, or hears them rather than sees them, sorry. And he says, oh, gee, maybe will we do this here and do that there? And then next thing you know, then the song sounded unbelievable. Things that I would never even have heard myself.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? He's brilliant, like, and I think everybody kind of knows that. He's kind of a backbone to a lot of the CDs going around at the minute.
So the same thing last year with Kieran got involved. I mean, did he say, listen, if you ever go do this, I'll play on with you, or did you sort of go and speak to him and ask him, or obviously you're quite good friends?
I spoke to him first about it. I said, I'm thinking about recording an album and all. Like, as a Chris, you have recorded with I and whatever. And he's like, aye, Chris is brilliant and whatever. And he just basically said, see, look, if you need any help or you want anything added there, no problem. And I asked him then, nobody mind playing the mandolin on it? And he was like, not a problem at all. So that was good. It just added that wee bit extra there. I didn't want the album just to be me singing with a guitar, just like a live gig. I wanted to have a wee bit of something else in it. So that's why I got them involved.
Yeah, so honestly, it's going great for you, Christa. Fair play to you. It's are you sort of shocked about how sort of popular it's been? I mean, sort of the response it's got, like, or?
I am shocked. Like, I couldn't believe it. I did that live feed to promote it, and I was sitting talking to Lauren and Anthony just before it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a disaster. I'm going to sell about 10 of them, and I'm going to be out of fortune for producing it. And I was like, this is never going to go well. And then I remember I came off the live feed, and when you buy something on Big Cartel, it comes through your emails.
Yeah.
And it went on, and there was one order, and I was like, oh, sweet Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then my emails refreshed, and about 60 or 70 orders had come through, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Can pay the rent this month.
I was so shocked. I was so shocked, honestly. And the messages I've been getting from people have been brilliant as well.
Yep.
Everybody saying how good it is and stuff. And then, God love my daddy, he rang me. I was nearly crying. He's like, Christa, I am so proud of you. And just wave comments like that, it just makes you feel a lot proud of yourself as well too. So that was brilliant. And everybody's messages have been great as well.
So obviously during the summer you brought out, obviously, say, your own Christa Coyle merch and the t-shirts. So obviously you've done this here, like, obviously it's a cracking photo shoot in Derry, right? So how did that there all come about? Because look, obviously the photos were brilliant. I mean, are they just a lot of your friends and you say, listen, come on, we want to do this here and we'll get all different positions and all whatever and stuff, and what happened there, like?
So it's Andy Sherry. He was doing the Kelly's t-shirts and whatever, and I think he was on the phone to me. We were monkeyed one night, and he's like, "Why wouldn't you release t-shirts?" I was like, "No harm, but who would want to buy a t-shirt with my name on it?" And he was like, "Oh, catch a grip, like they would." And I was like, "Right, go for it, then we'll do it." And then we did, and they sold out. But I did that photo shoot, just as a kind of thing. They have two kind of like professional photographs. It was actually Barry said to me. Barry said to me, "No, like, why don't we get like a few people together and we'll take nice photos?" Because Barry's got a professional camera and he's brilliant.
Oh, did Barry do the photo shoot as well? Did he?
It was Barry David done the whole thing.
Right.
He did the whole thing and edited them, everything, got my logo onto them. I just got loads of my friends together and we just went for it down in the Bay Road. And you know what? It paid off massively, because once that photo shoot went off, that's when they started to fly out then. But it was, I can't remember just having the photos with all my friends too, because there are a lot of people that mean a lot to me and I don't see them as much anymore. They still all support me massively too, so they're nice photos to have.
Right, so now let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? So obviously I'm not talking about your Z-list celebrity relationship with Tony from the four Tims in the podcast, but fair play to us, lucky him, right? But we're talking about glass in the head gate, right? So obviously a few weeks ago I'm sitting in the house, right, late on a Saturday night, and I get a notification on my phone saying Christa Coyle Rebel Singer is now live. And I'm like, what the fuck? She's been sitting on the drink all night with Conor Kelly, right? And she's going to go live, right? So obviously, I knew you're sitting there. So in your drunken wisdom, right, did you just sort of say to yourself, right, Now, I know a smashing idea how to promote my new debut album, right? I'm going to dye my hair blonde, right? Get absolutely shit-faced.
I'm always
and go,
blonde forever.
What? Have you
I've
been?
always got blonde hair. I'm naturally brown, but it's always blonde. That was very cheeky of you.
But it was like... Well,
Cheeky, rude, and inconsiderate, Rory.
well, it was the blonde. Maybe it was the lighting in the video or something. It was the blondest I've ever seen your hair anyway. But listen, that's neither the fact here nor there, right? So, I'll see you're saying to yourself, right, I'm going to rat arsed here, and me and Connor's going to do a live feed, right? So, you're sitting there, and actually, for the state of the two, it wasn't actually a bad set. It was considering what time of the night and all that was, whatever. So, I'm sitting there, right? The next thing you get this fucking glass full of drink, puts it and says, Christa, don't do it. Christa, don't do it. And obviously, the next thing, the whole glass, you fall down, the glass falls down, bang, drink everywhere. I don't think Connor sort of went like, what the he sort of turned around as if, what happened there? He probably heard a thump or something. And so, obviously then, right, the next day, I mentioned this here because I played one of your songs the next day on the show and you were commenting and I had to sort of remind you on air and you were like, what? But I think you actually went and looked back on the video and sort of, so obviously it wasn't your finest gig, I have to say, Christina, but so what sort of, can you remember from that night, like?
Like, see, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure what my thought process was there, but when I was at uni in Belfast, this was like a thing me and the girls from uni used to do, spend a night out and just stick a glass in your head, and I got to a stage I was really good with it, even when I was drunk, could walk about with it on my head.
Right,
don't know why I used to do it, it's obviously just being a mouth. I don't know, must have popped into my head at the time, thought, let's do this. Can't really remember most of the night. Glasnevin did a live stream with Big Pat. Big Pat spilled the drink within 2 minutes. Big Pat was spilling drinks all night. And Sinead and Connors, somebody else headbutted the table, falling off a stool and completely read the table of drink. Then I did that. So Sinead and Connor need a new carpet, like. Do you know what I mean? But it was good crack, bar the Celtic result.
Did you sell any CDs after that game?
Oh my god, actually did. Don't know how because
seriously?
Don't remember doing the gig whatsoever. Connor doesn't remember it. Sinead and Anthony were there and don't remember us doing it, so I don't even know what they were doing.
All I can remember is you were going, and folks, you have a CD by the way, get on it. And Tony kept going, fuck your CD in the background. So he was shouting through, and you were going, shut you up, fucking die. 4 Tims or something.
I don't know how anybody bought it because I had to listen back to find this part that you told me about that I didn't remember, and the actual fear of listening to me completely out of tune, getting every word wrong, and I thought, who out of all the 4 people in that room thought that was a good idea? Because it was the worst idea, but to be honest, I think I sold like 15 or 20 CDs that night, and I don't know why.
I think
they thought, she's classed by her CD.
They felt sorry for you.
One word right.
I think Jackie McNamara was probably the best song because you were miming on it, so you were, so that's probably why, like, and Connor.
Because I didn't sing on it.
Right, so,
Connor.
Obviously, we're sort of now in lockdown once again. I know actually over there, you're really in fucking. My sister's actually over at the mansion over for some. She booked a weekend ages ago to go over with her friend and just literally stop in a hotel and have a fucking out. So that's some weekend to be there, but obviously, we're going to have an absolutely shit Christmas by the sound of it. So what's sort of your plans, like, post-coronavirus, if we ever get out of this mess, like?
Oh, well, if I was to get out of it, if it ever ends, hopefully the Cape Cod thing goes ahead. Maybe not next year, I don't know how coronavirus is going to go, but I would definitely love to do that because I was so excited for that. Like, I nearly cried when Connor texted me. I've never been to America before, and I just thought, this is class. No, this is like a real step up from what I've been doing and stuff. So I'd love that to go ahead. I would love the gig in Cork to go ahead as well. I was also meant to play the Classic Grand in Glasgow with Emer and Damien Quinn too.
We were going to move that gig as well.
So that would be brilliant to get that done as well. It'd be brilliant to just get out there and gigging again, just missing the bars and missing the crack with everybody. And I think a lot of people think that you just have these CDs that you sell online, but if you talk to most artists or musicians, you sell most of your merchandise, your CDs at gigs. You know what I mean? So it's a massive market that a lot of musicians are losing out on at the minute. Because people come up to you, do you have a CD? Do you have this? And for years I've been saying, no, sorry, just have a Facebook page if you want to go and like it. So here I have one now, so I'm looking forward to getting back to it and kind of getting involved and seeing everybody again. I
think with this sort of lockdown whole thing has happened, obviously the live feed's been a massive thing for a lot of people. It's good for promotion and obviously to do a lot of songs you don't normally do and stuff, but I think what I've sort of noticed is with this here sort of business being a predominantly male sort of scene, you know, the amount of female singers have come out during lockdown, and obviously I noticed, obviously with, I suppose what Emer has been pushing on from the start, obviously she's been really pushing for the female sort of scene, like, but obviously when then yourself come in, and then there's just so many girls who I've never heard of before, and you're going, like, they're all just coming out playing all this rebel and folk stuff, and they're probably going to be like establishing big names once this thing does reopen again. So I think it's been great in that kind of way. But we should better shout out to Keith as well from the Come On The Hoops page, because to be honest, a lot of the streams he's been done a lot of nights where it's all girls. And so fair play him for pushing. Like, I don't know if it's just because he's just a pervert, like, and wants to see all these fucking women on, or he actually is sort of. And I know he'd kill me for saying that, because I know I'm going to PM him here, but no, fair play to him, because he's using his page to probably the advantage he likes a lot of yourselves. So
big time. He's got a lot of followers on there, and he's always got music rocking. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
But it's great to see all the female musicians coming out. Like, as you said, it's a very predominantly male kind of scene. So it's great to see, like, all these different girls kind of coming out and doing it, and I think because a lot of even the older stuff is men, bar like the likes maybe like Kathleen Larky and stuff. Yeah. It's kind of good to see that coming out and taking over the scene a bit. Especially being a girl yourself, you love to kind of see it. Do you know what I mean? You always root for the girls. Well, I do anyway, because I am a girl, I'd imagine. Like, I love what Emer is brilliant. Like, do you know what I mean? So is Anya, and even the likes of Keira McCaffrey. Like, Keira McCaffrey is probably the best singer in the world, I would say. She's absolutely second to none. She's unbelievable.
Amazing.
Like, you could listen to her all day. And so Sean, her brother, but definitely seeing all these girls. I've seen that girl Maeve Walsh. She is brilliant. Her voice is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Maeve on. Yeah.
She's brilliant. And then you've got like the likes of Kathy Carter and stuff. She's really good as well. And Sina Teal and stuff. She's from America. And these people from all over the world. And you just wonder to yourself, like, this republicanism kind of fits with a lot of people, no matter where you are. You don't need to be from these Republican areas. It's great to see.
So, folks, as you know, want to get the guests on, time permitting, they always do like the 10 questions sort of quick fire round, right? So obviously Christina's a girl who's off a bit of crack, right? So here we go, right? So obviously it's 10 questions, you know where it works. So we're going to give 2 answers, and you may just elaborate on why you've given the answers, right? So first one, Vans or Nike?
What do you say?
Vans or Nike?
Oh, Nike.
Seriously? I thought you'd be a bit of a rebel van wearer, like. So would
I do like Vans, don't get me wrong, but like, see, if you asked anybody where I see my trainer collection, I'd say it's worth the guts about $7,000. It's ridiculous. Like, my ma despises me for it. I'm obsessed, but I'm all about Nike at the minute, you know. Really feeling Nike.
Okay. Right, next one. Connor or Kieran?
No, you can't. I can't answer that. It's not fair. I'll get banished.
You have to.
No,
they're listening now.
I can't do it. It's not fair. I get banned from Sinead and Connors, and then Kieran will fall out with me.
Aye, sure. It would be the first time, sure. We felt it with somebody. Fuck's sake. Right. Stew, right? Brown sauce or red sauce?
Red sauce.
No, Christa.
Red sauce all the way. 100%.
You're one of these fucking freaks like Kevin McCluskey, seriously, who does
do not even categorise me with him and the food he eats. That is disgraceful. What he eats is awful, but red sauce and stew all the way.
Jesus Christ. Right, the Castle or Callie's?
Oh, the Castle. 100%.
Right, so this is a trainer question, right? And so we'll say, right, goodies or slippers?
Trainers, just. Wouldn't say either of the two. Right. No, would never say goodies or slippers. Right, listen, would you say that?
No. Listen, why I'm telling you this, right? See, when I was living out in America, right, going back about 2001, 2002, there was loads of people from Derry there, from the Craig and all who I was living with, right? And a guy who I was actually sharing a house with, Kieran Devine, don't even know him or not, right? He basically, he got like a new pair of trainers. I don't think these slippers. I was like, what? Slippers? And he's like, fucking goodies. No, man, they're slippers. He's like, what did you say? He says, that's what we call them, Derry slippers. Like trainers, like?
Slippers to me would be like house slippers that you wear around the house.
Yeah.
But goodies to me would be like, do you remember the wee black PE shoes you used to wear as a wee?
No, just goodies. Like,
that's what goodies are to me. No,
goodies just... Who says trainers? Like, trainers on?
Me. I'm a unique person, what can I say?
Well, you're definitely unique, like. Right, Paulo's Pizza or Apache Pizza?
Palos, 100%. No questions asked, 100% Palos.
Their food absolutely looks disgusting, I have to say. No, it's not saying it looks disgusting. It looks, but it's gorgeous. I've been there a few
Dairy
nights
food, don't even slag. Dairy food is unbelievable. There's no place in the world that can make food like dairy people. It is unreal.
Right, okay. When I say disgusting, I'm never saying it because a few nights I've been there and you get basically absolutely black falling out of whatever bar it was, and you just get this here fucking tray of something, and it just looks like somebody's bulked on a load of chips, but it's gorgeous, like, what are the stuff they're doing?
A chicken box.
But maybe that's what I can't remember. Something I don't know.
It definitely is a chicken box because they don't look the best. Well, they look nice to me when I see them because obviously know how sexy they are. But like when people over here, I show them it, they be like,
what?
Oh, so sexy. Oh, so sexy, right? But I show, like, if I show Anthony a picture of a chicken box, he'll be like, that looks like somebody vomited on a box. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'd be like, no, you just need to try it to understand.
Right, the Craigan or the Bogside?
Oh, Craigan.
So are you a Craigan girl then? Is that where you're from?
I'm not actually from Craigan, no. I live like not out of the city. I live near Ballymac, down beside Rafters and all. But I was in the Craigan common most of my life when I was in Ogre Shantain, so
okay.
I've always had good ties to Craigan. Obviously love the Bogside too, but I would pick Craigan now.
Right. So obviously, if you've been listening, this is the question that sort of divides everyone, right? So red sauce, right, in the fridge or in the cupboard?
And the cupboard.
Here's another freak,
100%
another
in the
freak
cupboard.
of nature. It goes in the fridge.
No, why would you? No,
it goes in the fridge.
Why would you put red sauce in the fridge and
Because-
then put it on your warm food?
Because
just cools it all down.
usually
Doesn't
you
make
use,
sense.
you use red sauce if you're dipping chips into it. So you're roasting that nice chip and you're dipping in the nice cool red sauce.
No, room temperature is
But
perfect.
to be honest, every time I put it in the fridge, Laura fucking goes, "What do you get that out of there?" And she puts it back in the cupboard again. Which does like so. Right, so here we go.
Well, do you put chocolate in the fridge or do you put it in, like, would you not put it in a cupboard?
I put it in the freezer.
The freezer?
I love like a bar of dairy milk in the freezer.
Jesus, how's your teeth not like a row of burnt
Well,
houses? I can barely even eat it when it's in the
Actually,
fridge.
I put a Mars bar in the freezer once and I nearly broke my fucking tooth off. I think it took me about 2 hours to eat it. So I did. Right, Cribby or Padsy?
Kirby or Padsy? Padsy.
No, Cribby, not Kirby. Cribby, we call them cribs, not curbs.
No, it was the debate in Derry as Kirby or Padsy, but I'm a Padsy girl now. Always called a Padsy.
So you call like a footpath a pod? Like a
pad, aye.
Seriously, a pod? What? I've never heard of it. But obviously Belfast Live done this thing and then I put it onto the podcast as well and see the amount of comments people put up and you're going, what? And they were telling them where they were from and we called it this and you called it, and even like in Belfast, like somewhere was like maybe a mile away from each other, we call it Kirby, you're going, you live in fucking Poglass from Ireland and you're saying Kirby? what? That's just bonkers, like. Right, so last one, Glasgow or Belfast?
Glasgow or Belfast? Oh, Glasgow. I've definitely made a life for it over here and I love the city, it's brilliant, like, so I had a bit of rough times with Belfast on that line, living in the Holy Lands. I'll go to Glasgow.
Fuck, you're lucky you're not there now. See Stephen Nolan down. Stephen Nolan batting your door, Stephen. Fuck's sake. Aye.
What a guy.
Oh, arsehole. What a guy.
Oh, I know.
Right.
What an absolute weapon.
Well, listen, Christina, that's more great. I'm going to call you Christina. You're. I know you don't like being called Christina.
Will it ever end, the Christina?
No.
Will it ever end,
just because I know you don't like it, that's why I put it on. Right.
I've got that my whole life.
Well, obviously, we're going to play one more song from your album. So we opened up with, I believe, the Dackie McLaughlin song. Which is absolutely fantastic. And then earlier on, we played Pegger Band's Death for Revenge. So obviously, everybody knows Wally and Danny's my favourite song. So, no matter, I love, but more here in Derry people play it. So we're going to do this song. So obviously, tell us a wee bit first, before we shoot on, obviously about George and Pop and Wally and Danny, why you put these sort of two songs on the album for.
Obviously, I named it The Streets of Free Derry, or From the Streets of Free Derry, and I wanted to put a good few songs that were about Derry on it. And obviously, there's loads of songs, like loads of ballads that are not as well known as them ones, about Derry volunteers, but they are the kind of main ones. And I think Wally and Danny would probably be up there with one of my favourite Republican songs. It's a brilliant song, and every version I think you hear of it is always different, but it's always brilliant. So I went with that, and then I absolutely love the song George and Pop. And then obviously Kelly McBurkey as well is a good friend of mine, and her dad was George McBurkey, so it was a kind of wee testament to them and their family as well, because Kelly's been quite good to me over the years and been a good friend as well. So that was kind of for them and their family. So that's why I went with them too. And then obviously Back Home in Derry as well was on it. So had to get my Derry songs on there.
Of course. So Christa, thank you very much. We haven't been cut off once. This is here for good nights. So if you want to listen back and cringe, you can. It'll be on YouTube to sit back and listen to it. So Christa, thank you very much. It's been good crack.
Thanks very much for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Good luck in the future, and hopefully we'll brighter days are ahead for all of us. Fuck's sake. So there.
Hopefully, anyway.
And good,
thank you.
Good luck on your uni course, getting it finished.
Cheers, I appreciate it.
No problem, love. Talk to you on it. Cheers, good luck.
All right, then, bye.
There you go, folks. That was Christa Coyle. Great wee interview. So this is from Christa's album, Willie and Danny from the Streets of Free Derry.
Tired of seeing this police run down. I said, take your blindfolds off, you hypocrites, and help get us off the ground. And please say it isn't so. Well, Willie and Donnie, they had to go. The reason's very clear. They're laying down lives for us year after year. 70 shots between their bodies. Not one of those bullets had missed. And that's for every trigger that we pulled that morning. A volunteer will enlist. And for 5 long hours they left them lying there. The priest, he was turned away. And that's another step lower for those SAS bastards. We'll never forget that day. And please say it isn't so. Well, Willie and Donnie, they had to go. The reason's very clear. They're laying down their lives for us year after year. The funerals were to prove their worthiness as thousands that thronged the streets. And while the postal boys hovered helplessly overhead, the riot came out to salute. And they emptied their magazines over each coffin as they finally the crowd was sent. And another day dawns and the guns will be out again. 'Cause Willie and Danny had friends.
Sound of Willie and Danny here, folks, from Christa Coyle's debut album, From the Streets of Free Derry. Just had Chris on the phone there, great wee interview, so it was, and pleased to say, we weren't cut off once today by Facebook either, so yeah, Tony Coleman just commented, Facebook has held up well today, they're all happy days, so maybe another, about 45 minutes to go, folks, here at 4 o'clock today, so loads more songs to come. Martin Heaney, the best version of that song on the circuit. Well, there you go. That'd be debatable. So it's Marty, but good to see you tuning in today. Kev, son of Ireland, the back of the ketchup bottle tells you once opened, keeping the fridge row. Yes, mate, I know that there, but see these freaks that put it in the cupboard. Mickey Bolton, yuck, red sauce and stew. Oh my God, brown sauce all the way. Well, red sauce is disgusting, but I think brown sauce and stew, Mick, as well. I don't have any sauce and stew, but to be honest, my brother-in-law, Owen, who is a fucking Highland, he puts sweet chilli sauce in stew. He's just a complete another tramp. That's something Kevin McCluskey would do, to be honest. So it is. Right, let's see. Back on the Facebook here. Where are we? Right. Hugh McKenna, yeah, great interview. Connor, Copper, Cassie's on there. Paolo's Pizza, Salt Lake Supporters Club. I'm sure you fell out of Paolo's Pizza a few nights in a row there, Copper. Definitely. But say, good stuff with him, and I'm sure Christa loves the oil grub. Right, so what are we going to do next here? Right, Hugh O'Neill asked me to play a song. Right, so Mind, Annie and Francie, White, Orange and Green. Yeah, so found this here version on YouTube. A few minutes, we'll go to this one now. This is spicy for Hugh O'Neill, and this is the White, Orange and Green by Anne and Francie Brawley on the Rebel Sunday here on the Rebel podcast with myself, Ro.
In the Gallimore Mountains, so far, far away, I tell you a story that happened one day to a fair Irish queen. Her age was 16, and it's proudly she carried white, orange and green. A bold English bobby by chance passed that way, saying, who is the maid with the colour so gay? With a smile and a sneer, he jumped off his machine, determined to capture white, orange and green. Oh, give me that banner, the bold bobby cried. Come give me your banner and do what is right. Oh, give me the banner and do not be mean, for I must have that emblem, the flag of Sinn Féin.
You'll not get the banner, the young maiden cried, till your blood and my blood, its colours have dyed. I here have a rifle, and that's nothing mean, and it's proudly I'll die for the flag of Sinn Féin.
Then the poor bobby's face turned as white as the snow, and he mounted his cycle and started to go, saying, what is the use when a maid of 16 would die for those colours, white, orange and green? That very same day in sweet Tipperary town, that gallant young girl from the Galties came down. Her poor heart was torn with anguish and pain, for that very same day Thomas died for Sinn Féin. Young men and maidens of Erin's green shore, raise a cheer for a maid from the proud Gallimore.
must keep on fighting the cause of Sinn Féin till we make dear old Ireland a republic again.
Seen a white, orange and green there for you from Anne and Francie Brawley there for you. Especially for Hugh O'Neill on YouTube requesting the go, mate. That's all request. Rebel Sunday, folks, here on the Rebel podcast. Live on YouTube, also live on Facebook. It seems to be holding up. So far, so good. Celine McCune, what an amazing interview. Great, Celine. Brown sauce in our house. Nah, no sauce for me, I'm afraid. Right, who else we have here on YouTube now listening in? Right, Christina Elliott. Gotta be Chef Brown sauce and shoe. You see, folks, no matter what you put, somebody could not comment all day, and as soon as you mention something about food, they fucking come out of the woodwork and start commenting. Christa Coyle, food over everything. There you go. So, folks, if you're enjoying the show today, if you can throw something in the wee tip jar, you much appreciated. It's the wee links there just to paypal.me/DJ Rose Show. Anything you can afford. Obviously, no DJing for myself, probably next year. It's looking like so. It is being tough at the minute, so if you can throw something in, it would be much appreciated myself and the family, folks. So cheers. Right, so what we're going to do next, what we'll have lined up here next. Yep, somebody asked me out on there to play Aidan McInnesby. Cannot find the comment there for the life of me, but we're going to do this one anyway. This is from Marty Higgins, good friend of the show, good friend of mine as well. This is from his album Lullabies and Battle Cries. And again, folks, Marty, you can go and still check out his podcast that I done with him down in, maybe was it down or up in Glenravel, in his hometown, in his home village. We're in the Marty's house and sat there for a few hours, done the podcast. We've recorded a few songs. Also recorded a live song, The Graveside of Mickey McElhatton. Of course, the famous song McElhatton. So yeah, check out my YouTube feed, folks. YouTube feed, folks. Check out my YouTube page, folks. I need to get a drink. Right, Anthony Whittle. Right, before I do this song, right, he says, I hope you aren't avoiding my question. Right, okay, Tony. So, obviously, you were on Paul John Dyke's show there a while ago talking about the whole Lennon thing. Obviously, the next day it was after the first Glasgow derby. And obviously, I had you on the show as well the night before it. And I think then you were sort of getting the knife through it for Neil Lennon as it was. And I've been probably one of the most dominant ones pushing for Lenny this whole last lot of weeks. But I'm going to say now it doesn't look good. I'm not going to go as far as and give him the disrespect that you have given him. Like, in all honesty, I think he's worth a lot more than that there. So he is, for what he's done for the club as a player and a manager. But it's not looking good, and it just looks as if the team's just void of any sort of tactical. I don't know. It's just at the minute it's not looking good for him, and there seems to be a lot of rumours saying that he's been called in an interview today with the board and stuff, and that's all I'm going to say. It's not looking good for him at the minute, and I just think, who do you bring in now, Tony? I mean, if he is sacked or if he walks even, who do you bring in and try and get this team and get them going? I mean, there's no doubting this is a far more superior team to Rangers, what we have there. Not no doubt about it. But the thing is, they're playing as a team. We aren't. And that's why they're top of the league. And or could most likely win that league this year. So I'm not avoiding your question. Maybe I was avoiding it a bit. But there you go. That's my answer anyway. Martin Heaney, you sound like you've already been on the drink. Now, is this... Are you commenting on Christa's feed here? Is this Christa? Don't beat about the bush. He needs to go. Board are paid a lot of money to recruit managers. A lot of work to be done. Michael Bolton, he is Marty, one tin of Rockshore, and he's talking like a washing machine. Well, I've had two actually, but I can't have any more because I need to go and pick up the child here later on once I finish this. So no more Rockshore. I'm going to go get a pint of water here because yep, definitely talking like a bit of a washing machine. Right, so we'll move on. Hope that there satisfies your question, Tony. So this is Marty Higgins from his album Lullabies and Battle Cries, the ballad of Aidan McInnesby. So here we go.
On the 21st of February 1988, a young member of the Achadu Gaelic Club in Achnacoy in County Tyrone was brutally murdered as he walked innocently on his way to a Gaelic match. The RUC at the time said it was an accidental discharge that caused the death of this young man. But in October 2008, at a new inquest, it was said it was unlikely to be an accident. And in July 2009, the Secretary of State for the North of Ireland expressed his deepest regret at the incident that killed this young man, aged 22, Ian McInnesby. It was on a Sunday evening, the sun shone in the sky, as he walked on his way to the Gaelic pitch, never thinking he was going to die. And as he crossed the checkpoint, the sound of gunfire came. The news spread through the border town, Ian and McInnesby slain. For years he was harassed by the forces of the crown. As he went to his work every day, he left his native town. The soldiers, they swore they'd get him for reasons no one could say. But sure enough, they murdered him in cold blood that sunny day. But why did you do it? And have you not the guts to say? You said it was an accident, or even a ricochet. But like Loughgall and Gibraltar, your lies, they're well renowned. You murdered Ian McInnesby on his way to the Gaelic ground. People, they heard the gunfire, they came from miles around. They saw the young man lying there, he was dying on the ground. This flow of life was ending fast. The people, they tried their best, but the bullet wound was far too deep. It passed right through his chest. But why did you do it? Have you not the guts to say? You said it was an accident, or even a ricochet. But like Loughgall and Gibraltar, your lies, they're well renowned. You murdered Ian McInnesby on his way to the Gaelic ground. Waiden's life had ended, and it was time for Judgment Day. The soldier, he jumped down from the tower, and the coward, he slipped away. And God's curse on you, Britain, for the cruel things you've done. But God will have his final say, and your judgment day will come. But why did you do it? And have you not the guts to say? You said it was an accident, or even a ricochet. But like Loughgall and Gibraltar, your lies, they're well renowned. You murdered Ian McInnesby on his way to the Gaelic ground. Say it was an accident, it's the greatest crime of all. And to his heart, broken family, the worst yet befalls, and a cross and marks the lonely spot wherein he was shut down. As he walked the Sunday evening on his way to the Gaelic ground. But why did you do it? And have you not the guts to say? You said it was an accident, or even a ricochet. But like Loughgall and Gibraltar, your lies, they're well renowned. You murdered Aidan McAnespie on his way to the Gaelic grounds. But why did you do it? And have you not the guts to say? You said it was an accident, or even a ricochet. But like Loughgall and Gibraltar, your lies, they're well renowned. You murdered Aidan McAnespie on his way to the Gaelic ground. You murdered Aidan McAnespie on his way to the Gaelic ground.
Yep, so Martin Higgins there for you, the bold Marty Higgins from Glen Ravel, County Antrim. That's the ballad of Aidan McAnespie from his album there, Lullabies and Battle of Cries. Right, so Claire McDonald's been on YouTube, kind of play Streets in New York. Now, I played that one last week. I think I've already played something from the Wolf Tones this week, so we'll maybe see if I can fit in. Claire, can't promise nothing, right? Michael Ferguson, new manager, Celtic AFC, come on. From Taylor, Philip, Mickey, Ferguson, and Keith. There you go. Right. Who else do I have here on, let's see, Facebook, blah, 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 blah. Martin Cahill said, Rule, any chance of Grace for the wife, Siobhan? Right, not a problem, mate. We'll get that on here next for you, right? So, what we're going to do, this is, obviously, always try and play different versions of different songs. And so, the last podcast episode we made back in March, we done, before the Marty Higgins one, was with my good friend John Gardy. And he had his friend, who's wingman, and Jonathan Garriaga in the show with him. So we sat down and obviously recorded a few songs. That was up in the Whitefort. That one was recorded. So one of the songs we recorded for the show, of course, was Grace. And if anybody's ever seen John Gardy busking in Belfast, folks, you'll have probably seen I'm recording this. Anytime he sings this song, he gets a massive crowd around him and people just constantly throw money into his buckets. So, yep, this is from my good friend John Gardy, from Martin Cahill, who's asked for Grace, especially for his wife, Siobhan. Here we go. It's a ballad of Grace from John Gardy on Rebel Sundays.
As we gather in the chapel, giving out Kilmainham jail, I think about these past few weeks, and when they say we failed from our school days, they have told us we must yearn for liberty. And all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, my love for this dear land. But when Patrick called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. But take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. And now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn as I walk out, my thoughts will be with you. And I'll write some words upon the wall so everyone will know I loved so much that I could see his blood upon the rose. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. No, there won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Oh no, they won't share our love, for we must say goodbye.
Of June from my home I started, left the girls so too nearly broken hearted. So let that father dear kiss me darling mother dry a pint of beer, me grievance here's this mother. Then up to reap the corn and leave where I was born. Colour start like Thorn the Bonnie's ghost of Dublin. The brand new pair of rocks are all the bots, breaking all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hair and turn her down the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. Wackful da-dee-da. The limbs so weary started by daylight next morning late, and Harry took at the drop of the pure to keep me heart from sinking. That's the putty's cure when Harry's on but drinking. To see the lasses smile laughing all the while, and me curious style would set your heart a bubbling. He asked if I was hired the wages I required till I was almost tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hair and turn down the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. Wackful da-dee-da. Next to ride, I thought it such a pity to be sitting the pride of view of that fine city. Took a little stroll among the quality. Me bundle it was stolen, that neat locality. And something crossed me mind, then I looked behind the bundle I could find upon me stick a wobbling. Inquiring farther up, he said me colour prop wasn't much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hair and turn down the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. Wackful da-dee-da. Well, the boys in Liverpool, when we safely landed, called myself a fool. I could no longer stand it. Blood began to boil. Temper I was losing. Pearl there and trial. They began abusing. Her army saw said I miss a lily Isle of Five. So Galway boys combined. They saw that I was hobbling. But the lads array joined in the fray. Quickly cleared the way for the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hair. Turn down the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. Wackful da-dee-da. Well, in month of June from my home I started, left the girls at some daily broken hearted, so let the father dear kiss me darling, mother drank a pint of beer and grew with tears to smother. Then up to Rick the corn to leave where I was born, and I stopped by Farn to Bonnie's coast of Dublin. A brand new pair of brogues are all down the box, waiting on the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. Once a 3 for 5 on the hair and turn on the rocky road all the ways to Dublin. What full da dee da.
The brilliant, fantastic, smashing Gary Ogre, you folks, from his album I Believe in You, live in Australia. There's the Rocky Road of Dublin. Fantastic. I just heard that the first time last week. I was actually listening to that album on the lorry, and that come on, I was like, fucking have to play it in the show, definitely. Right, so what do we have here? What have we left to do? Marty Kane, Row, any chance playing Damien Quinn, My Last Farewell, or Kieran Davenport, The Wee White Turban? Right, there's about 20 minutes left, so I've loaded tunes here at the film before we'll finish off for a few more requests, so I can't guarantee, Marty, but we'll see, mate. Marty Agnew, didn't realise you were on Row, great tune, happy days. Michael Ferguson, brilliant songs. Rob Niven is saying, Row, can you play The Black Beret? It's an old version of the song, it's on YouTube, but still brilliant. James Corbett, they're a brilliant song. Maura Burns is saying, I had trouble getting on today, missed half the show. What's the problem you're getting on, Maura? Let me know. It's Stevie Williamson. Can you play Something Say So Strong by Cruncher? Mate, already played I played Something Say So Strong by Rebel Roots today, so I can't play the song again, if you understand. Clover, Limerick, Ireland, good show as always, Row. Cheers, lads, for tuning in. Right, so before we're done the Rocky Road there, we played Grace, obviously John Gardy's version. So the one I'm going to do next is obviously a song I shared on Facebook this morning and last night as well, it was on. So obviously the new album that Ronan McDonald's brought out, Stories of the Land, the Shanley Sessions, and basically I played this song once already a few weeks ago, but I think this song here obviously was the reason why the whole album was made. Obviously, Adana Barrett wrote the song. She passed it on to Sean McCafferty, who then put the music to it, and he sings the song. And if any of you watched that video I shared this morning, it's just brilliant here tonight. The song is called Joseph Mary, so it is basically the song through the eyes of Grace. So it is. And it's a fantastic song. So, folks, had a few people ask for it this morning, and obviously a few last week we didn't play it. So we're going to do it today for you. Obviously, because we have played Grace, that's all it was fair to play basically the song through the eyes of Grace herself. So this is Sean McCafferty from the album Stories of the Land, and this is Joseph Mary. No, that's John Gardy with Grace. Here we go. This is Sean McCafferty with Joseph Mary. Yeah, it's better.
You look upon me, you gaze into my eyes. The pain it moves in slowly, for you've a greater love than I. I'll forgive you for your first love, for Ireland is so deep. And I know for you to save her, you must leave me here. My heart is breaking, Joseph, as I hear the seagulls play. No longer you'll be with me after all of this today. I know I'll never love again, my heart is far too sore. And I know that you'll stay with me until we meet once more. 1,000 times I've pictured our wedding in my head, with all our comrades gathered, but your fate is set instead. These memories of Kilmainham will will stay with me now. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our vows. Our love lies in the future of Ireland bright and free. We took the call together to gain our liberty. But until then, dear Joseph, sleep where the Cramacree. And when I finally join you, we'll have eternity. 1,000 times I've pictured our wedding in my head, with all our comrades gathered, but your fate is set instead. These memories of Kilmainham will stay with me now. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our vows. This fight for Irish freedom has led us to our vows.
Fantastic here, folks. Again, that's there's Sean McCafferty with Joseph Mary, of course, song written by Dana Barrett, and Sean sort of put the music to it, and he sings the song, and it's just beautiful. Honestly, one of the best sort of original songs I've ever heard. That's saying something. Like, so Rob Niven, yeah, it's a great album, got it last week, and it's not been off. So you just go, lads. Right, how was he? Celine Cloner, lovely tune. Jim Slevner, Cheers of Acceptance, great interview. Ordinary Sunday or Billy Reid, please. Right, Jim, you're a bit late with the request. We'll have like about just over 10 minutes left. So, well, Paul, if I can't get it on for you, apologies, but I'll see what I can do for you. Right, so next tune we're going to do, straight off Spotify here. I know the lads are listening now. So this is from their album On the Road Live, bit of Clover from County Limerick. This is Let the People Sing. Here we go.
Let the people sing their stories and their songs and their music of their native land. All their lullabies, their battle cries, their songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand. All across this nation, throughout the test of time, it was music that kept her spirit free. The songs of yours and mine. For those who are in love, there's a song that's more tender. For those who are oppressed, a song you can protest. So liberate your mind, I'll give your soul expression. Open up your hearts and sing to you this song. Oh, let the people sing the stories and their songs and the music of their native land. The lullabies are pulverized, the songs of hope and joy. Come on! Join us hand in hand. All across this ancient land, throughout the test of time, it was music that kept her spirit free. The songs of yours and mine. Back in ancient time, the bar would tell you stories of the heroes, of the villains, of the chieftain in the fight. It was a beaten time, when William Moore's a glory, with the pipers to the sword, and the harpers and the bards. Oh, let the people sing the stories and their songs and the music of their native land. And the boys that weaponize the songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand. All across this ancient land, throughout the test
song. Your music lives forever in its mountains, in its valleys, in its hills and in its plains. Music can thrive for famine and oppression, for the generations gone. And I sing to you this song. Let's hear you sing.
Oh, let the people sing the stories and their songs, the music of their native land. Their lullabies, their battle cries, the songs of hope and joy. Come on, join us hand in hand. All across the station, throughout the test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. The songs of yours and mine.
Sing it with me. Oh, let the people sing
the stories and the songs, the music of their native land. The lullabies, their battle cry, the songs of hope and joy. Come on,
join us hand in hand.
All across the station, throughout the test of time, it was music that kept our spirit free. The songs of yours and mine.
Yes, it was music that kept our spirits free. Those songs of yours and mine.
Son of Clover, they're from County Limerick. Let the People Sing from their album On the Road Live. There you go, folks. We're pushing on near the end of the show today for you. Just going 10 to 4, so there are a few songs to fit in. And again, folks, if you can donate something, be much appreciated. There's a wee tip jar there to just paypal.me/DJ Rose Show, folks, and anything you can. There's a few of them through the day already, which I'm very, very grateful for. So thank you very much. Every little helps, as they say in the old Tesco ad. Let's see what we have here. So we'll do the next one. It's for, where are you? Claire McDonald was looking streets in New York, so we'll do it next year, Claire. We'll have sort of had 10 to fit it in. So, right, Michael Ferguson, good afternoon. Home Mickey. What's that mean there? Right, Adana Barrett is commenting as well. Good to see you on it, Adana. Apologies. And again, Dana, fantastic song. Very proud of yourself for putting the words out there. Of course, for Sean as well, who have just tagged. It's an absolutely phenomenal song. So it is that there, Joseph Mary. Right, so yep, got the last couple of songs. Here we go. This is the Streets in New York, especially for Claire O'Donnell. Is it Claire O'Donnell or McDonald? I'll just check. Because, you know, I would never get somebody's name wrong. So on this show, I could never be accused of that there. Right, where are you? Let's see. Yep, Claire McDonald. Sorry, I said O'Donnell. Claire McDonald. And this is a very happy song, but it's a very sad song as well. And it's one of the sort of rare roof-tone songs that I absolutely really love. And yeah, so here we go. Just any time when that comes on, and about the whole bit about his uncle getting busy shut up, it just brings a bit of a wee tear to your eye. You know, it's very sad. But this is Streets in New York, Space for you, Claire. I hope you enjoyed. Here we go.
I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin with a fistful of money and a cartload of dreams. Take your time, said me father, stop rushing like hell. Remember, all is not what it seemed to be. For those fellas would put you for the coat on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care, you young bucko, and mind yourself well. Will you give this sweet note to me brother? At the time Uncle Benji was a policeman in Brooklyn. Me father, the youngest, put down to the farm. When a phone call from America said send the lad over, the old fella said sure it wouldn't do any harm. For I've spent my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints of porter and the smell of a pound. Sure, maybe there's something you'll learn or you'll see, and you can bring it back home. Take it easy on me. So I landed at Kennedy, and a big yellow taxi carried me and me bags through the streets and the rain. Well, me poor heart was thumping around with excitement I hardly even heard what the driver was saying. We came in the short pathway to the flatlands in Brooklyn, to my uncle's apartment on East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming a song, and I sang "You're as free as a bird." Well, to shorten the story, what I found out that day was that Benji was shot down in an uptown parade. And while I was flying my way to New York, poor Benji was lying in a cold city morgue. Well, I phoned up the old fella, told him the news. I could tell he could hardly stand up in his shoes. And he wept as he told me, go ahead with the plan, but not to forget, be a proud Irishman. So I went up to Nelly's beside Fordham Road, and I started to learn about the lifter load. But the heaviest thing that I carried that year was the bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December as the owl fella died, and to borrow the money from Phil on the side, and all the bright flowers the grass couldn't hide, the poor wasted face of the farmer. I sold up the old farmyard for what it was worth. Into my bag stuck a handful of birds. Then I boarded a train, and I caught me a plane, and I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I've set foot in Dublin. The kids know to use the correct knife and fork, but I'll never forget the green grass and the rivers as I keep law and order on the streets of New York. La 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 la
They go for Claire McDonald there for you, the streets of New York from the old Wolf Tones. Right, folks, we're going to finish up with one more song here for you today. It's been great. 3 hours just absolutely flew through. And again, thanks to Christa Coyle for coming on. We had a bit of a cracker in the interview, and fair play there. She was well up for it. Right, so who asked me to play there this one before we finish it up? Where are we? Yeah, Jim Slavin. So he was looking basically Billy Reid. So we're going to finish up with this version. This is from Kieran Davenport's album Live at SO36 in Berlin. So it is. So haven't done much stuff from Kieran in a while, so we'll do this one today. So especially for Jim, there you go. This is our very last song of the day, folks. And as usual, before we finish up the show, we're going to finish up with the nice anthem, our Oaks version live. So stick around for that there. But this is especially for Jim Slavin, the last official song of the show today. I'm only on the water, folks, I swear. This is the ballad of Billy Reid from Kieran Davenport. Here we go.
Well, I'll sing you a song of a terrible wrong when the flags they all flew at half-mast. And a young man lay dead, he was riddled with lead, and he died on the streets of Belfast. Oh, and the radio said, was another shot dead, and he died with a gun in his hand. But they didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, but he died to free Ireland. Well, it's happened one day when the bold IRA went out to fight for their land. With an old Thompson gun, put the Brits on the run, to return to their home was the plan. Oh, and the radio said, was another shot dead, and he died with a gun in his hand. But they didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, but he died to free Ireland. While returning the guns, Billy met British Huns, and then a fight had begun. His position was dire, and his gun wouldn't fire, so he died with an old Thompson gun. Oh, and the radio said, was another shot dead, and he died with a gun in his hand. But they didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, but he died to free Ireland. And although he lay dead, he was kicked in the head. By the hair they dragged him around, but they still fear him yet, and they'll never forget how brave Billy Reid stood his ground. Yo, and the radio said, was another shot dead, and he died with a gun in his hand. But they didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, but he died to free Ireland. If you think he was right, come and join in the fight and help to free Belfast. For the blood Billy shed, and although he lies dead, in our hearts his memory will last. Oh, and the radio said, was another shot dead, and he died with a gun in his hand. But they didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, but he died to free Ireland. Yes, he died to free Ireland. Volunteer Billy Reid to Belfast Billy Reid.
Yeah, Kieran Davenport there for you folks, the ballad of Billy Reid. Space for Jim Slavin there for you folks. So that's the last show of today. 3 hours, absolutely flew in. Celine McCune, think you're tongue twisted, Rory. Have a fab Sunday, definitely, Celine. I'm always get tongue twisted. Colin Connor, brilliant row, happy days. There we go. Right, so a few more wee comments on YouTube before we finish up. Maura Burns there, brilliant, great to have a catch up. Love Rebel Sundays. Kev, Son of Ireland, brilliant show, row. See you next Sunday. Stevie Williamson there says, that's the only song I can play on the flute. Well, actually, that other song there is anybody that's ever played in the flute band. Billy Reid is normally the first song that you learn on the flute, so it is probably, I wouldn't know, I'm a drummer, but it's a lot of the fluters have always said, yep, it's the easiest song to learn, so it is. Hugh O'Neill, excellent show again, Ro, Gurmil Mugget, not a problem, folks. So again, thank you very much. It's been great. Thanks for all the comments, the loads and loads and loads of shares this afternoon. It's been brilliant. And thanks to Mark Zuckerberg for keeping the show on Facebook today and not fucking turning me off. It's early days yet. Right, so again, folks, before we wrap it up, there is a wee PayPal link there. If any of you can throw something in, it would be greatly appreciated. It's just paypal.me/DJ Rose Show. Anything you can, folks, it's much appreciated, especially this time of year when we're not working and there's no chance of any gigs anytime soon. So if you like what you heard today, throw something in, and thank you very much. So this is our last one as always, folks. And again, I had to just mention, once I'm finished here now, folks, I think it's from about 4:30 onwards. If you jump onto the Nua Flute Band page on Facebook, they have a great evening's entertainment lined up. With Alan and Kev McCluskey on first, Alan Quinn from Shebeen, Kev from Ansparad on together, then Jordan Sticks from Rebel Roots, then you have Shay Doolan that's going to be on from Liverpool, you have Stevens going to be on from West Belfast here, up in County Tyrone, you have of course Emer Rebel, Emer McLachlan's going to be on, and then Kieran and Connor, who's going to be on from Glasnevin. You just heard Kieran Davenport there now. They're going to be on to finish things off, I think. So all for a great cause, of course, today on the 20th anniversary of volunteer Pierce Jordan, and this year the 40th anniversary of our new flute band, folks, which is a great feat. And I say I had many, many happy days there in the band over my years in it. So there we go. This is our nice nothing, folks, with Gary Og, as usual. Going to finish up. And again, see you all next Sunday. Thank you very much, myself, Ro, Chucky Arla.
At Safi Alligaran Queens are slow Her tender rannicum They first face hair Chanting a shun Sure pasta the akbar Pantera not Pantal and got my in Sabar Noel they gone their kill on was no sill they gone their scrape they labot na be live Charlotte cannon around the veil.
You've been listening to Rebel podcast of Rory Carson. To listen to this and past episodes again, and to also check out future episodes, keep an eye on our official SoundCloud page. We're also available on all social media outlets. Just search Rebel podcast. Bhí sé bhgéisteach an sin leis an fád cruúlaí Rebel le Rory McCarson. Le héisteach le seo agus hir hagran a ríis, agus na hagran atá le teach, caisúil ar siúifigiil sugin ar SoundCloud, agus táid ar fáil ar gach cinneal ardan ar na main thuisiilta. Ní mór dit ach fád cruúlaí Rebel a chuirdeach.